What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is the Nerdy.
The Wordy.
The Book Club. That's right, we're back with another book in the Mistborn saga, Era 1. This one's called The Whale of Ascension.
And we read almost half of it.
Wait, what?
Well, look at that.
Oh my god.
It's a beefy section, guys. Thank you for...
Chunky.
For
Campbell's
sticking
Chunky
along
Soup
with us. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
What's up, chat?
For those of you who knew what the parts were. I'm sorry the schedule came out so late. That one is on me.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
It's fine. We've been busy.
You know what else is on me? A little coupon code. That's right. This podcast is brought to you by MistyMountainGaming.com. MistyMountainGaming.com is a place where you can buy math rocks. What are math rocks? They're little pieces of dice, metal, wood, bone. You want bone dice? You can have real bone dice. They also sell the other accoutrement necessary to play tabletop RPGs, such as miniatures and dice vaults and rolling trays. And I'm trying to think of things that are on MistyMountainGaming.com. There's so many. They have a wide selection of things that you can purchase, and you can get 15% off your dang order. A whole 15% by using code nerdynightly15. That's right. Nerdynightly15.
Wow.
No Clarus in this coupon code.
No.
That's only at another place.
You know what it is.
If you know, you know. Good morning, Baltimore.
Oh. Do we have anyone from Baltimore?
No,
Is
Baltimoreans...
Tracy Turnblad gonna start running down the street singing?
All the Baltimoreans are crying on Twitter right now because the Baltimore Ravens lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. And so now they're being really salty. It's kind of wild. I don't know why so much of that salt is being directed at Taylor Swift. I don't really know what she did.
Because she's a woman!
I know, it's wild.
Oh, God.
It's wild. Is Amos here? I fucking wish.
I wish. That would be great.
Wes, I know you have a podcast. Anytime you want to come on we will happily host you.
Yeah.
Maybe while we're doing Expanse, we'll just we'll reach out to people who worked on the Expanse in Toronto to get them on the podcast.
Oh my god.
And then
I might be able to
work our way up to Wes.
I might be able to ask Willix.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We might be busy. We haven't talked in a long time, but
in a long time.
Yeah, since pre-pandemic.
Yeah, since they got divorced.
Nope. That's wrong.
Anyway, we're here to talk about The Well of Ascension. Clarus, we've read parts 1 and 2. We are a second book into the Cosmere.
We are.
How are you feeling about the book so far?
I love it. It's very different.
It's very different.
Very different, yeah. I obviously made a lot of predictions in the first book, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. I was trying to pull up the stream here, and it's making me type in my password and
I love that you interrupted yourself mid-sentence there.
I didn't interrupt myself.
You did by picking up your phone and
I inserted a train of thought inside of my sentence.
You were in the middle of a sentence and you stopped.
Yes. I didn't stop. I kept going.
You did not. In fact, keep going. You went off on a complete tangent.
I kept going.
So what was? Stop. Let's go back to the original sentence that you interrupted yourself for.
It's great. It's different.
You made a bunch of predictions in the first book.
Bad at predictions.
Was that the point? Was that where you were going with that?
Yeah. What?
Wait, so the whole point you wanted to make is that you were just bad with predictions? I thought there was a but coming.
No. No buts here.
We say that for the final segment of the day with Smut Corner.
If you're like, Smut Corner? How have I never heard of this?
It's because you don't stay to the end.
Save it for the end. You gotta stick around for the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vin's 18 now, so all bets are off.
God damn it.
That's so creepy to say.
It's funnier when I say it, because I made that joke yesterday. It's weirder if you make that joke.
I know, and I always thought that was just a gross guy thing, the countdown till a celebrity turns 18. But this week has taught me that girlies do it just as weird. Because the number of thirst TikTok edits I've seen that include a countdown till Walker from the kid who plays Percy Jackson is going to be 18. I was like, what's wrong with you people?
What?
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's this many days.
Oh my god.
Until he's 18. And I was like,
Why is the
y'all
internet?
He's like, I think he's like 15 years old. Like,
God damn.
y'all are not
Calm
okay.
down. Yeah, like go. Oh my god. People are weird. Anyways, how are you feeling about the book?
I am feeling a little bit weird about it, in that I think that it is good. I think it's really good. I just also am missing some of the fun of the first book. Mm-hmm. And so the transition from them being the like fun, like thieving crew underdogs in this crazy larger story of people who are so much more powerful than them, to being the leaders of a small country trying to figure out how to like maintain their small country.
It's less fun.
It's a pretty dramatic shift in terms of the tone of the series.
Yeah.
That I'm still working on, like, not judging it based on the fun of the first one. Right? Sure,
yeah. They have very different vibes.
Very different vibes. Yeah. And I think that, like, I just feel a little bit of whiplash on the vibes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I also, like, think the story's really good. I really love Duralmin as, like, a new metal to introduce. Duralmin.
Oh.
Am I reading it wrong?
I thought it was Duralumin.
Is there another U in there? I am very dyslexic, so I could be wrong.
You listen to the audiobook. Do you not remember what they said it?
I can't remember what they said, no.
I read it as Duralumin.
It would make sense because it's a alloy of aluminum.
Yeah, that's why I thought. Yeah. Duralumin.
Duralumin. Yeah. No, it's... Wait. Sweet and savory... Wow, I almost just said the wrong word there.
I don't know. We can look for the word. I'm sure
I don't know if
we
somewhere. Will. I don't know if we'll be able to find it.
Yeah, that one's a little specific.
Oh, I need to pull up my notes. But no, I thought taking away Atium, but giving Vin another way to be the most powerful, and like by showing off her curiosity and willing to test things, I just thought that was a really smart way to allow for Vin to be unique within this world still, without her needing the ATM.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got an edge because right now nobody else knows what this other metal is until obviously the guy who made it starts selling his secrets to everyone else. But like for a moment,
the lady.
Oh, was it?
Isn't it? Wasn't it a woman?
I don't remember the name. Names? Not great. Are you looking up spoilers?
What?
No.
No. I just pulled up my notes.
I don't know how to say. It's Duralum... Or Duraluminum...
It's Duraluminium in the UK.
Duralumin? No.
Duralumin. Okay.
But if it's Duralumin, that doesn't sound anything like aluminum. I don't like that. No. It's Duralumin. It's Duralumin. That's end of discussion.
I would say Duralumin.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, see?
I don't know that they say the word after I switch to the audiobook. Because I read the first chunk.
Yeah. You only audiobooked a little bit of it.
I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, so I like the book. I really do. So I want to be, like, I don't want to seem like I'm being negative. But I do have, like, feeling. I did have kind of an almost negative feeling at the beginning, because I was like, when I realized, I was like, oh, this isn't fun in the way the first book was.
Yes.
Like, I was enjoying the Ocean's 11 vibes.
Yeah, but it's not. It's very much not that.
But it kind of feels like Ocean's 12. So I know. Subs. You're fine. I do kind of feel like it's like if Ocean's 12 was George Clooney and his friends run for mayor of Las Vegas.
You know what it's like? It's like the Fast movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go from Fast 4, which is... well, I guess it's opposite.
No, you go from Fast 3, which is Tokyo Drift, which is so fun, to Fast 4, where you're like, oh my god, this is the most depressing movie I've ever watched.
I was going to compare it to 4 and 5, because 3 is, like, plot, not just is no plot. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's like in the franchise where you're like, why am I so depressed?
I think that's not working.
So we've got some thank yous. I'm glad that I pulled this up here.
Yeah. Here, let me.
So sorry, guys. I always forget that the Restream chat doesn't include everything. restream. We gotta work on you. Tara, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to the Nerdy Nightly community. We got some nerds at the table. I also want to thank Main Street Lamplighter for becoming a Narg as well.
Arzu gifted 5 members.
And Arzu, thank you as well for 5 gifted memberships.
Zoo!
There is so much green.
Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are so sweet. Tara
so much
McGregor.
Green in this chat. So much green in this chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The vibes are different. And I'm into it. I'm really enjoying it, but it is definitely less fun because things are bad. Yeah, but they're very bad.
I'm so okay.
Bless.
So okay with it. Like, I'm really enjoying the book, and I think that I have one big concern that we will get to about where the direction of this might be going, and that I really don't want. There's one thing I do not want this book to do more than anything, and I'm so worried we're headed towards it. But we'll get to it when we get to it.
Oh, I'm so curious now. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I haven't told you yet.
Okay.
But I had a thought as I was falling asleep last night, and I was like, oh, please, God, no.
You're like, yeah.
But the problem is
Not
I predicted the end of the first book so fucking accurately that I'm like, I'm so worried.
You can't win every time.
I know, but I'm like on a hot streak. You know when you're like on a hot streak and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be right about this and I don't want to be.
So you bet more and then you lose it all. That's how they get you in Vegas.
Did you know that the sports books, they're fucking, you can bet on the Grammys now? Like, you can bet on who's gonna win the Grammy? I'm getting ads on Twitter this morning of people being like, yeah, bet on who's gonna win album of the year. Here are the odds of people. I was like, fuck this.
That's
I'm really tired of sportsbooks ads. They're killing me.
Yeah. No, it's so aggressive.
With that having been said, Daniel Short says Fast and Furious started with stealing TV VCR combos and is now Fast X. The wildest thing though is that it is the encompassment of culture in the past 23 years. Where the crimes that you could commit 23 years ago were we steal VCR DVD combos because those are insanely profitable. And in 2023, it's we are chasing down a technology that allows AI to find you no matter where you are on the planet, as long as there's a camera nearby.
We're going to space. God, the Fast movies and that's gonna be a no for me.
Hey, 7 rocks.
No.
5, 6, 7 is an incredible movie trilogy.
5 is great. 6 and 7 are decent.
Wrong.
Decent.
5, 6, 7, one of the top movie trilogies.
7,
top 10 movie trilogy.
I'm sorry, this is gonna be a hot take, but 7 relies way too much on Paul Walker's passing to be emotionally impactful.
I don't think that's a hot take at all, but I also think that it's unfair to say that the people who loved him made a movie about how much they loved him.
No, I just mean the story itself is not as good. But it is emotionally impactful because of obviously the real world circumstances. And I don't fault anyone for that. I just don't think it is as good of a movie. Anyways.
All right, let's move on from the Fast and the Furious because I could talk about that. I could do a whole podcast about the Fast and the Furious, honestly.
Oh, I know.
Clarice would not be on it.
No, I'm good. It would just be me being like, what the fuck?
Chapter 1. The chapters don't have titles, which makes these transitions very awkward because I just say 2 words. I write these words in steel. For anything not set in metal cannot be trusted. Mm-hmm. Rad. No, seriously. This was a super cool start to this book.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I didn't think we were going to get epigraphs again because I thought that we were done with the Hero of Ages stuff. Nope. Second of all,
wrong.
This comes back much faster than that does in that book, which is really fun because when I got to the part where they're like, I write these words, I was like, holy, wait, I just read this. Wait, what is happening? I got very, excited in that moment for Sazed.
Oh, for sure. I had a couple predictions in this section that then were proven true in this section, and I'm a little bit sad that I wasn't able to, bring them out on book club.
Because no one's going to believe you.
Right? Because, I have no proof that I thought it before I read it. But, by literally chapter 2, I read it, and I was like, oh, this is... I was like, this is the guy, who betrayed him, who originally thought he was who first thought he was the hero of ages or whatever. Chapter 2, I was like, Yeah, it's there. It's there. And then it was like, oh yeah, the book says it for me, so it's fine. It's fine. But it was a banger way to open a book. We had a lot of Elend's POV.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Well, it's partially because Vin isn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
So not in a bad way, but
yeah.
like Vin has sequestered herself to being a bodyguard. And she doesn't have... And the book is about this, right? The book is about how Vin doesn't really know what she wants. And Vin is like not... She doesn't have goals, right? It's not like she's like, I really want to accomplish X. She's just kind of a position of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to guard this boy that I love because... And so it's hard for her to be the main character of the story right now. I think she will be by the end of the book. I think we're trending in that direction with the deepness and the mist and stuff.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
right now, the book starts with her kind of sitting on a wall going, as long as that boy's safe, I get food. So I think I'll stick with this for now, you know?
If he lives, I eat.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, but I think that it's been really interesting to see Vin. This whole like thing is like, who is she as a person? And we explored that so much in book 1, and then had the entire world turned on its head, like completely upside down. And who, like, the things that Vin got comfortable in, like, she's either deemed not important or not herself. And I do love that this book is still a journey of who she is, but has also become a book of who Elend is. Because I feel like our crew, you know, the thieving crew, they feel like formed characters who are like settled in like who they are and what they want.
Yeah, I mean they're married with kids. You
know, they are
40s,
full adults.
50s, yeah.
And this book is more so Elend and Vin figuring out not just who they are as people, but who they want to be as people, and what that means for general society because of who they are. And I think that I saw a comment about this book being a little like divisive in the community. People either like don't love it as much or absolutely love it. Yeah. And I
already get that vibe.
Totally see why that would be. I don't know. Right now, I'm loving it. Like I didn't want to put it down. But obviously we'll see where, I mean, we're only,
where it lands.
We're just under halfway through, so
I think
anything's on the table.
I think for me, the thing with Vin is that I don't think we ever got the answer on who Vin was in book 1.
No.
And so, like, I think that, like, she was tied between being the street urchin and being Levitt, and neither of those worlds exist anymore. And so even, like, the conversation she was internally having in book 1 about who she was, she, like, destroyed the world where that conversation was relevant. And so not only is she trying to figure out who she is, her idea of what she can be is built upon a world that she made no longer exist. Yeah. And it's fascinating. It's really fun. But we do not start with her. We start with Elend Venture, who is now king of the Central Dominance. He is standing looking out off the wall, and in front of him is an army of 50,000 soldiers. And Hammond is like, yeah, that's your dad. Daddy-o! He's Straf is coming.
Straf is the worst.
Straf is coming to put a Straf infection in Luthadel.
Oh, God.
He is.
His name is so accurate now. Yeah, he's the worst person. But yeah, the book starts off strong. They're like, okay, so things are fucked. Yeah. And they're only gonna get worse from here. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a strong start. We get the introduction. The first few chapters really deal with, honestly, a lot of the first part really deals with trying to update us on what the state of Luthadel is and the world.
Because it's been like a year almost.
Yeah, and Elend moved really quickly in terms of putting things in place, right? So we have the assembly now, which is 24 people, 8 nobles, 8 merchants, 8 ska, who try and like are the House of Representatives, I guess. But there's no Senate. It's just it's a 2-house chamber or 2
house.
No, what is the word I'm thinking of? The branch. It's a 2-branch government.
Because you have Elend and the Assembly?
Yes.
Gotcha. But he is still... So, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Politics, not my thing.
Did you just make a fucking 6 joke?
I did.
I hate you.
I thought Elend was part of the Assembly.
No, Elend is king.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's not part of the assembly.
I mean, he is and he isn't.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if but he doesn't vote with the assembly, I don't think. So, no. He's more like a president and less like a prime minister. Because a prime minister would vote as... Elend is part of the assembly, so he's the prime minister. He's not actually king.
He's just called king.
Yeah, like how Justin Trudeau is our prime minister, but he's also a member of the House.
Yeah, and he wasn't elected. Well, no, he was like, hey, guys, I can help out. And people were like, yeah, you. So I guess technically... Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's closer to the Canadian system than it is the American system.
Cool. Yeah. That doesn't help me that much because I also find the Canadian system really confusing.
It's because it is.
I know it is.
It works kind of, but it's not great. But is any system great? I don't know.
It could be better.
I don't know. I feel like just like fight to the death would be the best way to choose our leaders. Mostly because I would love to see Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a gladiatorial match.
Just wrestling.
No weapons, though. It's all like shirts off, oiled down, old octogenarians wrestling in a ring.
Oh my god, but they actually go to the Colosseum to do it. They have an agreement with Italy. Yeah. You have
This is what Elon Musk wanted.
Yeah. To get naked and oiled up and wrestle another man. It's fine, Elon. Don't worry about it.
I'm obviously kidding. I don't want to watch 80-year-old men fight, okay?
That would be sad.
You know what, though? Actually, I kind of do. I say that I don't because I'm trying to be, like, politically correct or whatever, but I would watch it. I would
watch.
I'll say this.
I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
I have never paid for a PPV for, like, UFC or boxing in my life.
Yeah.
I would absolutely buy that PPV.
I need to know. Yeah.
We're going to throw hands. They're going to be the greatest hands you've ever seen.
Fuck.
The cleanest mud. I'm only bringing in the cleanest mud.
So who would train Trump and who would train Biden? Like if we're doing like creator clash style?
This is the problem. This is the problem is that Joe Rogan is definitely training Trump, which gives it. And look, Joe Rogan knows what he's doing, right? I don't know that there's a lot of fighting people on the left for Biden. So
hear me out. Arnold Schwarzenegger trains Biden.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger is not a fighter.
No, he's a bodybuilder, so
that's not helpful. That's not helpful in this case at all. Arnold Schwarzenegger is great at faking fighting. At like, you know what I mean? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's whole thing is...
it would be a fake fight. They would all break their bones. Let's be honest. How about John Cena? John Cena comes out with Joe Biden. What?
I'm just picturing... The music kicks in and it's John Cena's opening theme, but instead of just yelling John Cena,
you yell Brandon.
Joe Biden!
I need someone to animate this for me. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm so sorry. Anyways, chapter 2.
Oh my god, can you imagine? Dave Bautista.
So
Dave Bautista trains Joe Biden.
Sure.
Yeah, but he's dressed as Drax the whole time.
The whole time. Wow, less than 30 minutes in and we were already lost the plot. Okay.
What book are we talking about?
We're talking about
The Well of Ascension.
So Elend is like, oh shit, daddy's home. Vin goes to meet Orsur.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Orsur. Sounds very, yeah. Sounds very... Kandra? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we get to chapter 2, and Vin is ambushed. There's a cool fight scene.
Yeah.
She's like flinging stuff around. There's a whole group of them. And I love that she's like, oh, that one has to be like a smoker or whatever. But they've actually hidden a Mistborn among them who can like pop back up and surprise her when she thinks that she's like...
Well, it wasn't. That one was a smoker. You're skipping over the important part of this.
What's the important part?
So there's 8 people who fight her. And a Watcher. The Watcher is a large, bald man with glowing blue eyes and a cape that sticks up. His head is 4 sizes too large for... No, I'm kidding.
And the Scarlet Witch shows up, actually.
Every time they kept being the Watcher, I was like...
I know, yeah.
Stanley. So the Watcher's watching, and she's been chasing the Watcher, this other Mistborn, around the city for days now. And she looks up and the Watcher's there, but he doesn't join in the fight, and she's confused. So she starts to beat everybody up.
Yeah.
She does a great job, and then she kills the smoker. But then she's confused about what's going on. So the Watcher tries to throw some shit at her, and it makes her realize that the
Watcher helps her with the coin shot.
The Watcher helps with the coin shot, but then the Watcher also reveals to her that there is another smoker going on, because she's confused by that.
Right.
Or the Watcher kills the smoker, but then she realizes that there's smoke still happening, which is how she realizes that there's a Mistborn. So the Watcher reveals to her that there's another Mistborn in this group.
Yeah. Because the Watcher's like, I don't want her to die yet.
Yeah.
She seems cool. Seems like a cool lady.
Which is, I'm so worried about it. I'll explain why as we get through it.
No, I understand.
Do you? Why do you think I'm worried?
Because if this becomes a weird, like, oh no, I really like these two brothers kind
yes,
of...
Yes, that is my problem. I do not want a love triangle.
Hear me out. Okay, as soon as Vin was like, oh, he looks a little bit familiar, I was like, oh my god, Elend has a brother. Please, dear God, don't let this be a CW, I love these two brothers kind of deal. Because there's like a little like hint of that.
Well, and Brandon Sanderson's writing in some of the tropey, like, he just doesn't understand you because he doesn't have your exact same skill set. And I'm like, that's not what makes people attracted to one another. And I really don't want an Elend versus Zane.
To be fair, Zane's view of the world is so far skewed that I understand his perspective. I don't think that his perspective is out of line. But for me, I'm like,
his perspective is that he's a deranged psychopath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is somewhat out of line. Personally, I think psychopathy...
I just mean the way that he sees the world, doesn't feel forced because of who he is as a character. Like...
No, I get that.
Right, yeah.
I'm saying that I do not want a love triangle between Vin, a good man who loves her, and a lunatic who could kill her at any point and is being paid to manipulate her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with... And also, they're brothers. Like, that is so weird.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, like, really hoping...
That's
not what this book is about.
Yes.
Because he keeps being like, you and I are, like, the same. We belong together. Like, it's like that bullshit.
Together.
Then I'm like, fuck this. No, please don't make this romantic.
Here's the thing. I think, based off of how much the first book surprised me, that I do not think that that's the direction it is going. I honestly think that Brandon Sanderson went, I hate this trope, and I'm going to, like, almost put it in there and then completely cut it out from the knees. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I think it's going to be, like, a huge twist. There's going to be something there that is going to be unexpected and not a weird love triangle.
I hope you're right.
So I hope I'm right.
So the fight goes down.
What if...
You're about to say something either incredibly right or incredibly dumb.
What if...
I know that face.
We go full Shadow and Bone and actually Zane is Vin's half-sibling.
What?
Well, we know that Zane's mother is a Ska, and so what if Straf
had
sex with Vin's mom, and Zane is actually her half-brother, and that's why he looks familiar?
No.
All right, I tried.
No, because when would... Okay, if that were the case, straight up, how is Vin's mom having so many noble babies and not getting murdered?
But here's the thing. Vin's mom was also crazy.
But Vin's mom had 3 kids. You're saying that Vin's mom had a 4th kid. All of these kids are half noble.
Yeah,
and that
older.
No one has killed her?
He's older
Like, that's
than
such a dark thing to say. I'm sorry, that's so dark. But
Straf deliberately, keeps them alive. And
yes,
so,
the ones that he, how would... Okay, so many questions. How would Straf know about him?
Well, because I'm sure he keeps tracks of all the people that he sleeps with.
I mean, I don't want to say that you're wrong, because, that would be... Because I don't want to, shit on your opinions, right? As my wife. I want to support you. I just think that this is a prediction that's not going to come true for you.
It is totally possible, though. It is totally plot. Yeah.
I don't know that Straf would impregnate someone, have a baby with them, and then leave them in a brothel. I think that's too risky for him. I think that all of his ska mistresses are within his camp.
Yeah.
I don't think that any of his mistresses would be in a public brothel.
She could have been one of the first.
But then she would be dead.
Maybe he wasn't as good.
Maybe.
Before.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just...
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It came to me, and now I'm trying to justify it, and maybe I'm right. It doesn't seem like it's impossible, is all I'm going to say. It's not impossible.
Wouldn't that make Vin and Elend half siblings? No. It would give them the same relationship that Rand and Elaine have, which is that they have a half sibling in common, but they're not related to each other at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wheel of Time spoilers. Oops.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Mm-hmm. Is it that bad? Yeah, kind of. I'm sorry, everybody. This is a live show. Buckle up.
We're really bad at that because this is book club and we've read the Wheel of Time with a lot of the people from this community that we're like, oh yeah, Wheel of Time, and we're gonna try and work on that. I'm so sorry. Ban.
I'm banned. I'm so
chat.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways.
Talcamar Althor says, as if Talcamar Althor hasn't read the fucking Althor books. Get the fuck out of here, Althor. Go light your pipe with... What did you light your pipe with? What did you light? I hit the desk so much harder than I thought it was going to. That shocked the shit out of me.
You're so strong. We need like those little like inflatable hammers.
Yeah.
Just like bop each other.
All right. Chapter 2. They fight. The fight. She kills everybody, but then the Mistborn isn't dead, and so the Mistborn gets back up, and we have a second fight with the Mistborn. Vin burns Atium and wins because she is the best. But Orsur takes some damage. He is his bones are broken. And so he needs a new body. And Vin is like, all right, I don't want you to eat any more humans. So we're going to deal with this and make Nerdy real uncomfortable as we do it. Chapter 3.
Not just you.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about the Kandra stuff because I don't know how I feel about the Kandra stuff, guys.
It's fascinating.
It's a little uncomfy. And it makes me not love Vin as much.
I think that's the point.
But I want to love my girl. You know what I mean? I want to be full. I want to be hard.
Okay, give her. She's learning.
Okay. But there are certain things. There are certain things that are still kind of like not cool, even if you're learning. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. I did some dumb shit when I was 18 because I didn't understand people, but that's just me.
We'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay.
So Elend is having a whole... He's writing a speech for like 10 fucking chapters.
He writes several
It's not
speeches.
even that good a speech. It's really...
You didn't hear it.
I know, but it doesn't work, so...
That's not because the speech wasn't good. It's because Elend is a slob.
Sure, it's because of his clothes. Which is another part of this book that I rolled my eyes at heavily. I don't like Talborn or whatever her name is.
Tindwyl?
Sure.
Talborn? Where the fuck?
No idea where that came from.
Are you kidding me? She's fucking great. This is Cadsuane all over again. But she's like, it's like Brandon Sanderson was like, oh my god, Cadsuane was the worst. I'm gonna actually have her be useful.
Oh, she's maybe useful. We'll see how it plays out. But I don't like her at all. I find her approach to be real fucking weird. And I think that I mostly just can't get over the fact that she was spying on Elend first and then just demanded his respect. And I was like, girl, just like knock. Like introduce yourself. What the fuck are you doing hiding in the next room? I thought it was very strange. And I don't think that she should be trusted at all.
Cadsuane.
No, but Cadsuane would have walked in the front door and been like, hi, I'm Cadsuane. Where's the fucking king? Get out of my way. We're doing this. And what's her name? Tindwyl?
Tindwyl, yeah.
Tindwyl snuck into the palace while they're at high alert because they found, like, they're under attack. And she's, like, in the next room with her ear against the wall being a fucking creepazoid. Like, just walk in and introduce yourself.
You do what you gotta do.
All she had to do was walk in and be like, hi, Sazed sent me. And she would have just been, like, welcomed in. But she had to be so strange and fucking, like, sneak into the next room. I think it's odd.
Information.
I don't like people who are like, I'm gonna fucking violate your privacy, but then I'm gonna make a bunch of demands of you. If you're gonna make a bunch of demands of me, fine, but like introduce yourself.
I mean, our characters spy on people all the time.
Yeah, bad people. They don't spy on good people.
Well, she doesn't know if they're good or not yet.
She's not, but that's not what she's there for. She's not there to spy.
And here's the thing, if she shows up and she's like, oh my god, this Elend person is not worth helping, I'm turning around and going home right now. Like...
Talborn the Ferochimo. Yeah, Talborn the Ferochimo. You guys haven't figured out.
The Ferochimo.
Don't you dare compare Tindwyl with Catswain.
No, so
you've upset the chat.
No, it's like Brandon Sanderson was like, Catswain, we fucked up.
Yeah.
This is how this character, like, trope is done well. Because I think she's really interesting right now.
And I definitely think she's going to trend towards being someone I like. I just, like, my immediate response to this woman was like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Also, okay, my other problem with her as a character is internal and visceral for me, right?
Okay.
It's totally my shit. But she's like, I've read a bunch of biographies, so I know how you need to behave. Is the most, like... Her expertise is biographies, which is an inherently, like... flawed art form in the fact that it is not facts, right? It is saying, I have read historical documents about great men, which are always filled with lies, always, like, built to be like, they were the strongest and most powerful of men, but then they were actually not. They were, like, 5'3" and weren't able to fight, and, like...
Well, but because that's not what's important in those texts, right?
I know, but what is important in
how
a
they
story...
achieved what they achieved.
100%. The importance in the story that we tell about great men and what actually made them great are not the same thing.
Here's the thing. I think that the Terracemen value more than anything the truth. And so the Terracemen recording the biographies of these great people wouldn't lie about it. Because they're not beholden to those people to make it accurate. They are only beholden to their order and their society to write down the truth as clearly and concise as possible.
Provided that you have a first-hand accounting.
Which they would have for a lot of them.
Why?
The Terracemen have been around forever.
Right, but none of those would be a first-hand accounting. All of those are going to be skewed by the perspective of the person doing the accounting.
I mean, anything is.
Sure.
Religious texts would be the same then. So why does it matter? Then Sazed isn't actually an expert at religion.
Because the religious texts that Sazed is recounting are informational, right? The relationship between a king and his or her people is going to be skewed by the perspective of the people that they rule over, right? They are going to be put up on a pedestal, and so the stories about them are going to have them on a pedestal, even if they are not. Like she is behaving as if there is a single way to be a good king. Like there is one that there is a like
not a good king. No, she's only giving Elend the tools to become a leader that people will listen to and take seriously. Because that's his problem right now, is people look at him and dismiss him, even though Elend actually has great ideas, but he doesn't command the respect and attention from people. And I think that all great leaders have done that. Otherwise, they would not be leaders. They would be shuffled off and the next person would come in. And so I think that regardless of whether or not the facts are correct, which I think that they would be based on how Sazed like meticulously relays information, but I think that the point of her like research is like how these men conducted themselves, and there has to be some truths there because they stayed in power or achieved great things.
Okay, maybe, but maybe there's another way, right? And sure. I think that for a book that is about a ruler in Elend who is trying to find another way to accomplish this, I think that her dogmatic approach to a very narrow vision of what a leader looks like is interesting, but not my favorite. Okay. I don't think it's bad writing. Like, I think it's very good. It's very interesting, and I find her fascinating.
Yeah.
I just find her dogmatic to a single point of view, to a point where she almost seems like flawed in her inability to see something outside of her way of viewing the world. And when she turns that on Vin, she, like, turns that on Vin in a way that is weirdly positive, but then also, like, undercutting and dismissive at the same time. And she is making people feel worse.
I think she's, like, kind of starting from scratch with the basics with them, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if she necessarily believes there is only one way to achieve this, like, persona. I think that she's like, we gotta start at lesson 0. Right? And build up from there. Because, you know, if you learn any skill, you have to learn the basics. You have to learn what everyone else has done. You got to start somewhere before, like if you're an artist, you have to learn the line work before you can add your style to it. And really make it yours. Like the skills have to be there and the technique has to be there. And so, and that's, I think, an assumption that I made. I can see why you're kind of like, oh, it seems like it has to be this one thing. For me, it just felt like she's like, okay, we are starting from literally, like, the bottom, and we're going to build our way up.
Sure. I guess I'm just... I'm responding to the first third of the book. We're not at the end yet, so I don't know where this is going.
Absolutely.
What I hope doesn't happen is that we don't get to the point where Elend is no longer interesting because he has been put in a box. And it feels like she's forcing him into a box that is not him, and I don't think it's going to work, and I don't think it should, right? I think that as he becomes more and more pushed into being like his father, he will be less effective at what he wants to accomplish, which is not domination, right?
No, I think that I expect the journey to be that Elend figures out how to have this persona and still make it himself.
And I hope that that's what we find. I'm hoping that, like, this gets into Elend making it his own, as opposed to just her stripping away the things that make him him, pushing Vin towards Zane. You know what I mean? Which is what I don't want it to be that.
For sure.
And it just, it almost feels like there's a little bit of a, like, YA, not like a young adult is such a dumb term in publishing, but like a YA romancy thing that is creeping into this book through Vin being like, oh, is he even the Elend I know anymore? And then Zane stuff. It's like all coming together in a way that I'm like, is this going to be about the fact that, like, what makes Elend is taken away by this woman, and so Vin is upset, and so she maybe leaves him for his brother. It's a storyline I'm, like, worried about. Yeah,
that's not the direction I want to see it go either, so I hear you there.
We're not even at her introduction yet, though. Where are
Oopsie,
we? What are we
we're
doing?
In chapter...
What is this show? Don't worry about it. We are the worst podcasters.
Don't worry about it. We're 5 stars.
Please rate us 5 stars on... Wait, we got one?
Or no, I think that might have been the roleplay relay. 5 stars on podcast.
5 stars on podcast, says Claris Polaris.
Anyways, chapter 4. Yeah. I mean, in chapter 4, we literally find out what the little epitaphs are. My name is Quan, and I was like, oh, yeah, right, that's...
Yeah, it was so early.
I was like, I thought I was being so big brain, but it was meant to be obvious, and I was like, okay, cool. So, yeah, we have some Sazed perspective.
January 5th, 2024, a 5-star review from Shayla.la. I love it all. I can't wait to continue along the Cosmere journey with you. It's going to be wild. Let's go!
Let's go!
Shayla, thank you for that wonderful 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for helping the show grow.
Hell yeah.
We are not good at it, but you guys keep coming back. I do not know why.
Some people are still here.
Some shows I watch, and I'm like, how do you talk about a book in 40 minutes? And then they're, like, very structured and very segmented, and, like, it's, like, very clean, and there's music. And then our show is, like, we're going to talk about chapter 15, then we're going to talk about chapter 4.
And then Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a wrestling match.
We're going to have the best mud. I'm telling you right now, we're going to pull in the cleanest mud. We're going to have a little piece of mud from every country on Earth. It's going to be you're never going to see a wrestling match like it.
Oh, my God.
If you can't tell, I don't put a lot of effort into my Donald Trump impression. It's not one I want to get good at.
Yeah. Chapter 4, we have Sazed. Yeah, right?
A little bit of coffee. I was laughing and the coffee went down the wrong pipe.
So sorry.
Okay, guys, giving us 5 stars here. No, you have to go to Apple Podcasts. Just dropping 5 stars in the chat is not helpful.
We appreciate it, but yeah, it doesn't do anything.
My
God. This is a podcast run by 2 neurospicy people. Sazed is in the Eastern Dominance and has found a Ska who was murdered by the Mist.
No, we skipped chapter 3.
We skipped it? No.
Yeah. Vin sees we skipped so much.
You were like, Elend's working on a proposal.
Yeah, but then Vin sees the mist figure for the first time.
Oh, shit. That's chapter 3.
Yeah.
Right. There's like that weird like pulse.
Yeah.
That she can feel. She's like, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
And then we find out that the assassins from chapter 2, not Straf Venture. Mm-hmm. They were not a Straf infection. They were in fact sent by Ashweather Set, which is a fucking name. My name's Ashweather.
Yeah, it's a choice.
He's a druid. Then chapter 4.
Yes.
Sazed.
Yes.
Can I say something controversial?
Oh no, don't do that.
Sazed stuff is my favorite stuff of the book so far.
No, yeah.
His storyline is in my opinion the most fascinating.
Yeah, he's so cool. I loved that it paralleled with book 1 of him using his feruchemy and us being able to see it, and then like Vin in book 1 and Kelsier using their allomancy. I absolutely love that we got that insight into his character, his like order, his like magic. It's so cool. So, the Sazed stuff slaps.
But also the tension of the horror of what's going on with the mists and Sazed's inability to process it, and Sazed being alone. I think like the tension of him being in these places where he is, and then Marsh is with him, but then Marsh is just gone.
Just disappears.
Like I think that also the contraptical, whatever the fuck it's called. I thought all of the sequence throughout that was so cool and wild, and like the idea of this place where there's no light because they don't need it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And also that the Inquisitors are clearly somehow tied into the the last of the terrorist people, who were with the original Hero of Ages, right?
Yes.
There's something going on there, and it's, I was surprised that the Sazed stuff was my favorite part of the book.
I think that's fair. It was a very welcome surprise. For sure. He's
and not that everything else is
incredible.
bad, just that like my favorite stuff, the Sazed chapters were my favorite.
Yeah. For sure.
So
dead guy killed by mists, and they bury him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sazed pulls up the right ritual, and he performs Hada.
Yes.
Hada. He just stands over the grave and is like,
that's the prayer.
Hada.
That is the prayer.
Yeah. It's an old religious thing to go, Hada.
Yeah.
I want a shirt now that's just like a Sazed cartoon character, like, and it just says Hada underneath with like a gravestone. Nobody would. It would be
like,
the most random shirt. No one would have
that?
any idea what it is.
Because no one's gonna remember like Hada. I'm assuming that like religion is mentioned this one time and never again.
I just want to wear it to like an interview with Brandon Sanderson and just have Hada on my shirt and be like, do you get it? And he'd be like,
no, I don't get it.
Why would anyone get that?
No, that's so obscure.
We need to make that the like greeting when we see people. Like if you're like a real Nerdy Nightly fan, you know.
If you're at a convention and you come up to us and you go, Hada! We know. We'll fucking know, okay? Jesus Christ.
It's like how the Critical Role community has bidet.
Right.
Hada will be our bidet.
Yeah. It'll be our like formal greeting.
Oh my god.
Our secret handshake.
Hada!
God damn it. Anyways, chapter 5. Vin's doing some introspective thinking. She goes to get a dog, but she's like stopped by people from the Church of the Survivor.
Yeah.
Because she's the lady heir.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. And they're like, please bless us. What are we gonna do? Touch
Kiss my baby.
Yeah. She's like, what? Okay. Sure. It was an uncomfortable moment for us and Vin, but in a way that was like written from her perspective, very effective. Because I was like, oh god, if that happened, I don't know what I would do either. Wait,
I don't want to miss this. Philip says, how do you think Loyal and Sazed would get along? Sazed would love it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would be a fellow intellectual, but he would slow himself down and, like, he would store his speed in one of his metal mines while he's dealing with Loyal.
Right.
So that he doesn't get bored of Loyal because he is also moving slower.
And then he's got all this speed saved up.
Yeah.
Look
So
at him.
Loyal would help him like get research done and also store speed at the same time.
Yeah, they would be
Big
great
brain.
friends. Great friends.
Sorry, what were you saying about Vin?
They're also the, like, you know, scholars who are a little bit adventurous. You know what I mean? They would get up to some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, following all these, like, weird legends. You'd be like, where the fuck did Loyal and Sazed go? Don't worry about it. Like, they'll be back when they're back.
Loyal would, like, sing to a tree and get, like, a little wood penis out and be like, here, I got you a replacement. Just wear that.
It's called the Strapongriel.
Loyal sings a strapongriel out of the tree for Sazed.
Of course. Yes, they would be the best of friends. Oh my god.
What is this show?
I don't know.
Why does anyone watch this? It's the dumbest shit we've
We're
said
not
yet.
at Smut Corner yet. Stop it.
Oh, we're unhinged today.
Nah, I'm hinged.
Mm.
Not a sponsor. Hinge?
Oh, the dating site.
Yeah, it's like not a sponsor.
We're
I
not
don't
on
use
that
it.
one.
No. Vin gets a dog. She goes to the person and is like, give me a dog. And he's like, look at this cute little bunch of the little... And she's like, oh, wow, it's so cute. No, shut the fuck up. Give me the big one. And he's like, you can't have that one. And she goes and punches it in the head.
She knocks it out.
And carries it home.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Vin punches dogs.
Vin punches dogs.
She
This is
can't
the
be our
beginning of
main-
where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about
She
Vin.
can't be our main character. She punches dogs.
Literally. And okay, the punching is bad. She then feeds that dog to a Kandra. And then, okay, so...
She won't take
unfortunately,
a
we have to
dead
talk
person,
about it. Yeah.
but she will kill a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Kandra's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fucking dog. And Vin is like, I don't care. I'm forcing you to be a dog. And then I was kind of sitting there being like, I don't know how I
Look, I'm sure Vin has like eaten
feel
dogs
about this.
because in times of hardship, like animals are animals,
I know, but Orsor does not want to be a dog.
which she doesn't.
And she forces it upon him in a way that I was like, this is like... Yeah, I don't know how I feel about how Orsor feels about it. I don't know how I feel about her being willing to like demean him in this way. It feels very denigrating, and
Well, that's what he says, and I think it's intentional because we get a little bit of growth around that in this section.
yes, I think that it's tough though because Vin is not a noble in that she was raised to not know better. Vin knows what it means to be pushed around in this way and to be forced to be a part of a thieving crew in a way that is not maybe the most respectful of her.
But she doesn't
and her
make
inability to make that connection here is disappointing to me.
She makes that connection later.
Yeah, sure. After she's like...
She's still a kid. That like frontal lobe or whatever the fuck it is still developing.
Sure. Yeah, no, I agree with you, but it is from her unique perspective that it feels weird, right? It is specifically because of her place as a person who has been an oppressed class before and the lifestyle that she has led growing up that I am surprised she does not have more empathy for Orsor's situation.
Look, I think Vin is very emotionally stunted.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So this makes sense for me that she it does not even cross her mind until later on, especially because she has this weird prejudice against Orsor, right? She doesn't really care at first. I think I'm actually really enjoying their conversations about it and her realizing that maybe what she's done and how the contract works and all of this is is a lot more complicated than she wanted it to be, right? Because Kelsier died, and she was thrust into this situation, this contract with this person, Kandra, that, she doesn't understand. And she even says, I need to read that contract again. She hasn't even looked at it because she has these, really negative feelings around it because of Kelsier. Mm-hmm. And so, for me, I'm not saying that her actions are like good, but I think in her head it makes sense because they have such like negative emotions around them that she's like almost like putting up a wall. She's blocking herself off from trying to even empathize.
I think the other thing that I struggle with it a little bit is I don't love the Kandra being a race that has to be subjugated. And it does feel like that when we do get into the conversation with Orsur about the contract and where it comes from, it's not great.
Well, they have to be subjugated because humans suck.
Right. But I get that. I do understand it. It just does, it kind of has the like Dobby thing from Harry Potter for me.
Dobby.
Of these characters who are freedom fighters, essentially, right? They've led this revolution, they've broken down these barriers between the Ska and the noblemen, but they also still have a slave in their midst, right?
I mean, they don't... I'm assuming they see the payment as it not being slavery?
But it's... Yes, but it is. Like, it isn't in that, yes, there's a contract, but it is in that the person doesn't have a choice to be in a contract.
Well,
like,
but they don't know that. That's the thing. Most people don't know what a Kandra is and do not understand how the contract works. Look, I agree. If it was common knowledge and everybody knew about it, I'd be like, holy fuck. But I think that the mystery around it and the secretiveness is like a viable excuse for these people because they don't know how it works and no one's bothered to ask. To be fair, maybe they did ask and they did. Obviously, there's a lot of information that the Kandra don't want to share.
Yeah.
Even if they're forced to. But I think that they're so rare that it's just one of those things where it's like the way that like it's just how the world functions that they're like, oh, I don't get that. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not gonna bother.
Pete says, I don't remember very clearly this far out. Vin didn't really want him around, did she? This was forced on her as much as it was forced on him. Yes, that's true, but if it's gonna be forced on you, I think that, I don't know, I don't think that I don't want this, but since I have it, I'm gonna make you do the thing you don't want to do is great.
Yeah, and I think that we see a change in her in the last conversation they have in this section.
I hope so. I hope this is going somewhere. It is the focus of a lot of this book, and so it feels like it is going somewhere relevant with the Kandra.
Yes.
It was just kind of gross.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be uncomfortable. 1,000%. Because I was severely uncomfortable until I got to that final conversation, and I was like, yeah, I can see that there is a direction for this, and I think it's a tough conversation to have that we're going to, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also only forced on her in so much as she also wants to use it, right? Like, the contract is forced upon her, but it is also not something she has to deal with. She can let him go, and he will go find another contract. So her keeping him around, whether she is forced to have the, like, choice or not, she's still choosing to keep him around.
I think that's the influence of the people around her. They're like, no, you can't, it's so valuable. And she's like, okay, I guess.
I agree. But that is an element of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we get, where are we even?
We are in chapter 5.
Oh, she gets an alloy in the mail.
Yes.
And she's very excited. She burns it, but nothing happens. So she's like, fuck.
She's like, wow, that's very strange.
There's 40 of these alloys.
It doesn't make her sick.
This is number 5.
Yeah. They got lucky.
Yeah.
With this Russian roulette.
Right. She knows that this is the right one because she doesn't get ill.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The others that she burned, like, made her sick for several days. Wow, commitment to science, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get to chapter 6. God, we have 21 more chapters and we're an hour in. We're crushing. Although we already talked about a bunch of later stuff, so we'll probably skip over when we get to it.
Yeah.
God, what is this show? Yeah, so Elend and Ham fight. Vin and Ham fight. And Elend is forced to bet on it by clubs, and he bets against Vin. And I think she should have beat him up for it. I think she, not literally, but like she should have teased him more. I wish that this had gone a little bit further, because I think that this is great foreplay for Smut Corner, is that...
You bet against me, I'm going to show you. I'm going to...
Yeah,
I'm going to show you why you don't do that.
So, you bet against me? Tonight I'm using the Strapongrial. I hope you're ready, Elend.
God damn it. I love that the Strapongrial has migrated from the Wheel of Time over to Cosmere.
The Strapongrial migrates. That's what it does. It's from lesbian to lesbian.
Passed
U-Haul to
down
U-Haul.
Through generations. God damn it.
There's a secret compartment in every U-Haul that has a little Strapongrial in it.
Yeah. Also, Lester Borgness is back.
Yeah! Lester Borgness has arrived from wherever the fuck he went.
Yeah, he got a fake beard.
He's hot now.
I guess, yeah.
He's big. He's a big 6 foot of man.
He, grew in, a full 1.5 foot in a year.
Look, it happened to me. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're
went
like,
through
I've
this.
been there. I've literally experienced that.
It sucks.
If you say so.
Yeah, growing that much that fast. There was 2 weeks where I couldn't get out of bed because
that's crazy.
Growing pains in my ankles were so bad that I couldn't put it only lasted 2 weeks and then I was okay.
Yeah.
But fuck, I had one summer where I think I grew almost a foot in 4 months. It was crazy.
That is nuts. Yeah.
Because in grade 7 I was one of the shorter kids in my class, and then I just
I was always the shortest one in my class.
And so Tom Hiddleston has come back.
Yes, Tom Hiddleston is back with a fake beard. If you missed last week's full book recap, well...
Clara's cast the Mistborn cast, and it's pretty good.
I did.
It's pretty good. There's a few questionable choices. But mostly it's very, very good.
They were great, okay? They were meant to spark conversation. All right.
Yeah.
God damn.
Vin wins this fight, of course, though.
Of course.
And they go back and meet Sir the Wolfhound, and it can talk, which I was like...
It made a voice box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creepy.
That's not really how that works.
Edward.
When I read this, I was like...
This went Full Metal Alchemist.
The lips and the tongue are a big part of why humans can talk the way that we can talk.
It has a tongue?
Yeah, but it can't... Yeah, there's just... There would be sounds that shape of mouth wouldn't be able to make. And so I cannot wait to hear... It whenever they do this in live action or something, I can't wait to hear how they pull this off. Because it's going to look weird.
It's just going to be a talking dog. There are talking animals in fantasy all the time.
Yeah.
Unicorns talk.
Just
You're telling me that their lips and tongue is the same as ours?
When it said I created a voice box, I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what a voice box is.
Where your vocal cords sit.
Yeah, but dogs have those.
Sure, they're different.
The vocal cords aren't how we make sounds. They are how we make sounds. The vocal cords aren't how we make words and consonants. Mm-hmm. That's all here forward, right?
So maybe the outside shape is the wolfhound, but the inside shape is more human.
He just has a separate set of lips inside of his mouth?
No.
The lips,
I just mean the shape
but the lips are the important part. In so much of speech, the lips and the tongue are the more important part.
The tip of the tongue, the lips.
Yes.
It's fine.
Anyway, it does not matter. He was like, I created a voice box so I can talk, and I was like, sure.
Look,
why the fuck not?
So many fantasy things have talking animals.
No, 100%. I didn't want to make this big a thing of it. I wanted to make a joke and move on, and then you pushed me on it, and now we're talking about it. And this is what happens. This is why people say we harp on stuff, is because I'm like, I will say one sentence, and then you're like, no, and then I'm like, well, fuck, now we have to have this discussion.
Now we're fighting!
We said, but what was the one thing we weren't going to tell the audience today?
Don't drink Gatorade.
No, we said we weren't going to tell them that we were in the middle of a fight when we started the show.
What are we fighting about again?
I don't know.
Okay, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, anyway, so Vin and the Kandra go for a walk. It's cute. She's literally walking her dog, but it's a sentient person.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. No, that's the point, is that it's weird, and we're learning things.
Michael Kyosi says, is Nerdy saying Scooby-Doo is wrong? Scooby-Doo's right when you're on drugs. Scooby-Doo cannot talk. Shaggy is just high all the time.
But the other people hear Scooby.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they're just, like, making Shaggy feel okay about himself.
No, in the live action.
Okay.
They talk to him.
Okay, we're not talking about James Gunn's live-action Scooby-Doo
Why?
movie.
It's a great movie. It's a fucking banger.
Is it?
Depending on how high you are.
There it is. There it is. It's better because they cut because of the scenes they cut.
I have not seen
the like sexy switch stuff is way toned down for the actual movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
He's like, oh, boobs.
Apparently, in the longer version, that stuff goes way further.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's
and
fair.
even James Gunn has like come out and been like, no, we made some good cuts.
We thought it was funny in the moment, and then it was like,
Yeah.
Maybe not.
There is always stuff like that where you're like, this works in the rehearsal room, and then you put it in front of an audience, and you're like, oh, this is weird, and it's only funny because we're all really close friends.
Exactly.
But when you show people that you're not close friends with this, it is strange.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so Sazed is still teaching. He's like, look, you guys need to know how to farm.
He's doing the Lord's work.
You need to I know how to farm because I know everything because I am Google. And they're like, we don't really want to do that though. And he's like, okay, chill. That's totes God's will. And then Marsh shows up and is like, yo, Sazed, I need you to come to the Conventicle of Saranwrap.
They're actually going to Comic-Con.
No, it's the Conventicle of Saranwrap. Yeah. It's where the
Saranwrap Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's actually it's convenient for the Inquisitors to be set up at the Conventicle of Saranwrap because they need the Saranwrap for their chairs and stuff when they're doing their... It's very bloody work being an Inquisitor. And so they've got to Saranwrap everything, and they were like, God, we're using so much Saranwrap. The resources that we're using to ship the Saranwrap around the country is so high. And so they're like, what if we just put our Conventicle at the Saranwrap factory? And so everything got so much easier for them after they did that.
Well, see, and I just would think that their furniture is all stone, so I don't know if they need to...
They still have to Saranwrap it first.
Why?
And this is such a dumb joke. I'm so sorry. They're like, we're gonna go. And Sazed is like, I don't know that I can do that. And Marsh is just saying there's like, okay, but you're coming. And Sazed's like, all right,
I guess we're going.
Cool. Fuck the other keepers and what they want me to do. I am an adventurer.
Gotta do my own thing.
I gotta go my own way.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about us? What about everything we've been through? But what about trust? You know I never wanted to hurt you.
But what about me? I'm gonna be okay, but I'll miss you.
This is how the conversation between Sazed and Tindwyl goes when they meet up again in Luthadel.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to do Mistborn as a live-action movie, but you have to incorporate every single High School Musical song.
Get your head in the game.
That's Kelsier teaching Vin how to Allomantic.
No.
You gotta get your head in the game.
Oh my god. Okay, but then what about like status quo? Is that Kelsier teaching the ska to rebel?
It's the ska. It's Kelsier's first failure trying to recruit ska into the rebel army. And the ska are telling Kelsier, no, stick to the stuff you know. If you wanna be cool, follow one simple rule. Don't mess with the flow, no.
Don't mess with the flow.
Flow.
No. Yeah.
Stick to the status quo. Whoa.
Yeah. The Lord Ruler is actually Sharpay. Oh my god, wait,
we have to do this. We have to make this whole...
The Lord Ruler is Sharpay.
No. Car is Sharpay. Yeah. And bop to the top. The bops are him slamming the spikes
eyes
into Marsh's face.
Bop
to the top. And then Slip and Slide and Ride That Rhythm is them flipping him over. And then they're bop to the top in his back.
Wow.
The real question is, how do we get Huma Nuka Nuka Apua into this? Because that one's tough.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Fabulous is Vin singing about the dresses that she likes.
No, you know what? Fabulous could honestly be Chanel Ariel's introduction song.
True. Yeah. She walks in and she just sings Fabulous. Absolutely. Yeah.
We're all in this. Is Ellen to the
To the ska?
No, to the assembly when they're like when he's trying to convince them not to give the city over to Straf. And Vin's just in the background being like, what the fuck is happening?
It's a musical speech, actually.
High school Mistborn.
Fuck. Okay, anyways. we need Jesus. Okay.
This is my greatest idea yet. Oh my god.
Is there a Mistborn's Got Talent yet, you know?
I just want the scene where like Kelsier and Vin are like drinking medals in the thing, and there's just like dead bodies around them because Kelsier just beat up a bunch of her thieving crewmen.
Of course, yeah.
And they're just like drinking medals, looking at each other like, the start of something new.
Oh,
the
God.
Start of something.
Jesus Christ. I feel like that's Elend, and I've been reading the book, though. Like, he's, like, reading, but he's
it's
like...
funny when you find yourself looking from the outside. It's just Elend up in the, like, corner by himself looking down at the ball.
Oh, God. Why does this work so well? I hate
to be over there.
God damn it. Oh my god.
He's just watching Vin dance with other boys and he's just singing sadly to himself.
Elend actually never sings. They have someone else in the room dubbing over his singing. Oh
my god. Kelsier in the Pits of Hatson singing, I want my own thing so god. Bad I'm gonna scream, as he's just trying to like find Aetium. Is anyone still watching today?
No, everyone left.
Is anyone still watching the show? Because we have completely fallen apart.
We lost the plot. Chapter 8.
Skepcat says, is there a heart out today? Just asking. No.
No.
Might be a 5-hour show. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, so chapter 8 starts with us. I think this is the first one where we see Elendi. We finally find out in book 2 the name of the Hero of Ages.
He mentioned it.
Elendi.
Kawan, yeah, in this thing where he's like, I am Kawan and this is Elendi or whatever.
Yeah, but we didn't know the name of the person Rashek killed in book 1. I don't think.
Elendil, yes.
Elendil, yeah, but it's Elendi.
Elendil.
The Hero of Ages.
The sword. No.
Link. It's just what if Rand and Link were mixed together.
Sure.
Yeah.
And someone murdered them before they could do what they were supposed to.
Link.
Zelda murders Link.
No, in Breath of the Wild, Link gets like taken out and he's in a cave for 100 years and then he comes back to defeat Ganon.
Right. Yeah, it didn't.
I'm just saying that maybe Vin is like the long lost ancestor of Elendi and she's the replacement Elendi. Elendi 2.0, if you will.
So Vin is like, hey, Orsor, can you keep up? And Orsor is like, yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm. And the like, that's pretty much it. They like run around a bit and she's like, oh, damn. You actually, like, this is actually going to work. For me. It's good for me. It's not good for you because I don't care about your feelings at this point in time. And then she tries using her Duralumin again. Yeah. And it's like a explosion. Yeah. That... Because she was burning tin and pewter, and I think one other one, but definitely at least tin and pewter, it uses all of them up in an instant.
Because she's chasing the Watcher.
Yes.
So she chases the Watcher back to, I think, like near where they found Kamin, her old feet. Yeah, where they found him dead.
Oh, maybe.
Over by Keep Hasting. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering the geography of the city right. But yeah, she does this like merry chase following the Watcher across town. Mm-hmm. And then uses Dralman in the wrong moment. Because if Zane wanted to kill her, he definitely could have while she was fucking...
Yeah, she'd be dead.
Twitching on the ground like, oh my god, sensory overload.
Yeah.
It was the scene that you get with every new incarnation of Superman. Where he's like, I'm hearing everything. He gets his it's too much.
Yeah, I didn't even make that connection, but yeah, that's very much what it feels like. Mm-hmm. Orsor catches up and is like, here's some more medals I have for you. Or brings like her belt. And the Watcher comes over. He's like, "Sup, you good?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "Did you really kill the Lord Ruler?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I don't know what to tell you. I don't get it myself, but yeah, did it. And he's a little toxic. He's like, "You should be your own person. Don't let people tell you what to do."
But she's also like, "Hey, why did you save me?" And he's like, "I'm an enemy." She's like, "Yeah, no, cool."
She's like, "That doesn't."
I'm also a psychopath. And I was like, oh my god, this poor 12-year-old boy who thinks that he's edgy.
Yeah. It is very much that. I got stuck in my, 14-year-old emo phase.
Yes.
Which is very...
He never grew out
crazy.
of, I think I can fix him.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried this is going to turn into, okay?
Nicholas Cardillo
Zane...
is telling us how to pronounce things again. Guys, chat, we will pronounce words how we pronounce them.
Duralumin. It is what it is.
Duralumin. I think duralumin is the thing in the COVID vaccine that turns the frogs gay.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure duralumin is...
No, it's the name of the microchip.
Oh, right. That turns the frogs gay.
Yeah, it's
They're turning the frogs gay.
Duralumin. Yeah. It's made out of men. We're just gonna abbreviate it.
It's raining duralumin. Baby, it's raining duralumin. Amen.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
I don't know why I thought that was funny. I don't know why it is funny.
But
we're laughing.
I don't know if I'm laughing with you or at you, which is a wild thing to say about my wife.
Either one is fine. I'm not good at telling the difference. So, I live in a world where I believe I'm hilarious.
We are on one today. I don't know what we're on.
I'm on 2.
We did not do drugs. It feels like I'm high, but we did not do drugs.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So then, chapter 9, Sazed and March go to the conventicle. And we learn...
Wait, no! Orstor is like, I can open up my flesh here and put things inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's gross, but...
Yeah, he has fish flesh pockets.
Useful. He's like gills he can open up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a visual. In my, I was like, I had a visceral reaction.
It also made me think, could Renew just create, random vaginas all over his body? And, could Kandra just have the craziest orgies? Because you could, human beings are limited to the number of penises they can have inside them at the same time.
Kandra can have as many holes as they want.
Yeah.
That's the smart corner.
I'm just saying that, a Kandra orgy would be wild. Because they could just be like, oh, do you need a hole? And they'd be like, here, there's one right here in my rib. Fuck that.
Yeah. Nah. Or do you need a penis?
Sometimes I'm like, why do we get demonetized every week? And then I remember that I say shit like that. And yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if Brandon Sanderson's going to write about Kandra orgies, but I am very curious.
But he should. Brandon Sanderson, you're a coward. You are a coward.
Yeah.
Write the many vagina orgy scene into the next Mistborn book, okay? Stop with this cowardice.
We don't need to stop at only vaginas.
You had the most successful Kickstarter ever. You can afford to go a little crazy. I want Kandra orgy. We want smut, Brando Sando.
Yeah, give us some smut.
Compete with a court of fairies and thorns or whatever the fuck that is.
Court of thorns and roses?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, Akotar, that makes sense.
Yeah. I made a joke on the podcast, on Dragonlance. It was like a court of dwarves and lilies or something like that.
Court of Dragon D's nuts. So then Sazed and March go to the conventicle. We learn that Sazed has the ability
He goes to Comic-Con.
Make himself lighter.
This
by
is
storing
so cool.
weight.
Yeah. And like the way that they explained it later with the Coloss or whatever, I was like, I don't understand a word of this. I'm eating it up. You tell me it works, I'm here for it. I don't know science.
This is where I go, oh, Brandon Sanderson is a One Piece fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lady in One Piece whose power is that she can get heavier and lighter. That's her devil fruit power.
Oh.
And so she uses that to float up in the air, and then she gets really heavy and crashes down on people.
Interesting.
And so I was like, oh, One Piece. I've read this book. No, I haven't. I've seen the show. The Kilo fruit, yeah.
Yeah, I love this idea because it's you're then storing it for later, so it has double uses. Because, there's if you're trying to store strength, you have to,
Yeah.
like, be weak for a while, and, like, that kind of, like, sucks.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what benefit the, like, being weak side of it has, but the fact that you can, like, store for later, and both sides of this, like, power are useful in different circumstances.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, yeah. I appreciate how his brain works.
It doesn't change terminal velocity and how that works, but it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you say it, so I don't fucking find
I was reading that, I was like, you would have to, like, not weigh anything. Like, the amount, in order to change how, because he's already falling, and then he changes his weight, and then he slows down. And that's not, it's not really how, like, speed and velocity work. But I was like, it's magic, whatever.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
So, like, if
Nicholas Cardio, the amount of weight that he would have to store in order to have air drag slow him down over the course of a short fall is immense, right?
well, because he can't. I mean, I guess he could make himself bigger, but not really like longer.
No, but he can't make himself weigh less and also increase his drag at the same time. The drag is consistent.
He should just have wings that he.
But
can,
he
like,
would
open.
he would have to maintain some weight, right? And so if he had lowered his weight and then jumped, it would have worked. But because he's already at velocity, he jumps and then changes his weight. Right?
I thought it took some time to get to velocity.
Not that long. It takes a few seconds.
And that's the thing. I don't know. That's why I read this and I was like, whatever you say, because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I'm going to trust the book.
Sure. And I'm going to trust the book as well. I was just putting in, like, a scientific, like, velocity's complicated. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
We'll move on. Because we could be here all day. I could talk about this for hours.
Maybe book club. Just on, like, how the powers work.
This one is just wild. It's a wild idea that you can store weight.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, what?
It means you are lighter.
But the amount of weight that you would have to store in order to drastically change your velocity over a short distance is immense.
Well, maybe
Right.
gravity works different in this world.
Oh, that's fair.
It is like a different planet, I think. So,
Yeah, because the books don't really get into, because Pewter kind of obfuscates it, the amount of whiplash on the body of people, but the whiplash wouldn't be as bad if gravity was less.
Fair.
So we don't know.
Huh. I wonder. I wonder if they have the same or similar gravity, or if it's just like. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It works the way it works.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. I love when they like get into like fun ways, different ways to use their powers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's definitely fun. It's just also fun to have the conversation of like, what is like the function of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that it's like, oh, it's wrong. It's just fun to like talk about and like what it would mean.
Sure.
Yeah, so they go to the Comic-Con and they find the engraving thing.
No, we're not there yet. Chapter 10.
Isn't that in this chapter?
No, that's later.
Oh, are they not there yet? I thought that was part of it. Okay.
Wait, are they there yet?
They go to the thing.
No, this is just where they have the conversation about whether or not Sazed should go
They're
to the
journeying.
Luthadel.
They're on their way. They haven't got there yet. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
there yet.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Marsh's way of communication is interesting. I feel bad for him. I don't know. Like, he's clearly been changed by whatever this process is for becoming an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that he... I don't know. I'm hoping he can keep a bit of himself, but it seems like it feels like there's, like, irreversible damage done. Obviously, having spikes through your brains would do that.
Yep. It seems like there's irreversible damage done.
Why? Because we don't really know how it works.
The damage is pretty clear.
Yeah, but it's like, how is he alive?
Oh, I know, I get that. It was just the "it seems like" that made me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally tell.
It seems like something happened to Mark. But it's like, yeah, we can. I
really want to know what, like, the process of it is, because he's like, yeah, the other Inquisitors do still, like, listen to me. Mm-hmm. Which means he has to be enough like them. I don't know. They all seemed, from what we saw, hyper-violent and, like, superior. They felt like they were, like, superior to everyone else.
Yeah.
So there has to be, like, a reason that the Inquisitors just haven't gone around trying to, like, murder everybody and take over. I'm assuming that's Marsh, but I don't actually know. I think
they are gearing up for that.
Maybe, because they all, like, left the Comic-Con.
Yeah. It was a sad day. It was the last Comic-Con of the Steel Inquisitry.
So sad.
As we go on, we remember all the people we killed together.
Well yeah, chapter 10. There's an assembly
We're not
meeting.
Even halfway through.
I know. Shush. There's a meeting. They go to the meeting.
Yeah.
It doesn't go great.
Ellen's speech isn't awesome.
It's like fine. But it's clear that people, like, don't really care to listen to what he has to say or think that he's good at his job. And Vin is like, well, yeah, why don't these people respect him? He should just tell everybody what to do. And I'm like, Vin would vote for a dictatorship.
Yeah, I mean, that's all she's ever known. They're all they're at the beginning of a democracy going, is this a good idea? Mm-hmm. This seems slow.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine if you grew up in a government system where the government was able to just be like, this is the rule, then switching to democracy and the constraints of bureaucracy and the slowness of it would be jarring. Yeah. Right? Even if it's for good reasons that you're switching, as a citizenry, to have your government be indecisive all of a sudden after, decades of quick decision making, I think that it would be difficult as a outside viewer whose livelihood, economic life, all of those things rely so much on the government, to suddenly shift into needing a system-wide vote, right? To needing these things to be debated.
Yeah, even people who have had that their whole lives are like, why is shit not getting done?
Yeah, and it's a fascinating part of the world that we live in, right?
Yeah.
Is that we are so accustomed to bureaucracy that it's a part of our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we still get so upset about it. And I understand where that upset comes from. I'm not saying that it's wrong.
Right.
But it is really, there's an element of it that is... Every 4 years in the States, we have this giant political situation where the presidential debates happen and everyone blames the president for shit getting done or not getting done.
When it's usually not in their personal control.
The amount of power the president actually has is not what people think it is.
No.
Like, there's a lot of people that are like, why hasn't Biden fixed this today? And it's like, oh, that's not the president's purview. Like, the answer to so many of those questions is like, it's literally not his job to do that.
And he can also try and do stuff, and they'll be like, no. And he's like, okay, well...
But, like, Biden puts through the massive student loan debt relief thing.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court goes, no. And people are like, oh, Biden really doesn't want us to have student loan debt relief?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and look, I'm not the biggest Biden fan, right? I think that we would be better off if the next presidential election was neither of the 80-year-olds.
If they were, under retirement age.
Yes. Yeah. If they were voting on, or if they were putting in policies that would affect their lifetime, I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah.
But for both Biden and Trump, right, and Obama and Bush, there's a lot of power that we think goes to them that doesn't.
Yeah.
And so people get upset about what they can and cannot achieve. Mm-hmm. I'm used to that, though. Mm-hmm. I have lived my whole life in a political system being used to people blaming the president for shit the president is not responsible for whatsoever.
Yeah. But Vin is like, this is so new.
To be at the start of it and be like, wait, why are we voting on this? This needs to happen.
And she's used to just going to get shit done. Yeah. Whatever has to be done goes and gets done.
Yeah.
And even when she was part of the crew mostly agreed on shit.
Yeah.
Or Kelsier just did what he wanted.
Yeah.
And that's all she's ever known. So she's like, wow, this is fucking tedious and I hate it. And I'm like, you know what? I understand. I get it. Like, yes, obviously having like the assembly will hopefully be better long term. Obviously.
Yeah. We'll see.
Dealing with like corruption and all that fun stuff is going to be something they have to handle. But yeah, not having just one person like dictate how everything goes, hopefully is the way forward.
Because Vin's view of it, where she's like, well, why not have a dictatorship but just not have a bad dictator, is really interesting, right? Because there are people who believe that. They're like, no, it is easier if you just have a really good man, right? The people who are like, I want Trump as my dictator, believe in his values and believe that he is a good man who should just be in charge of literally everything and we would be better off.
Yeah.
And those people are not wrong because it is just their opinion. And like, they're allowed to believe that because they see the bureaucracy and the slowdown of the American government as the problem.
Yeah.
Right? There is an internal logic to what they're saying that works.
Yeah, I get it.
Up until the point where someone actually becomes a dictator and you realize that being a good man is a really hard thing to maintain when there's 320 million people that rely on you.
It's also hard to get to the top without being a terrible person. Like,
well, or at least, maybe not terrible, but like not the best, you know?
Not great. That's the
like,
thing.
Elend kind of stumbles into it, which is why you're like, well, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. He's also young and like hasn't yet.
Exactly. He wasn't plotting and scheming to get to the top of the thing. He just had a real, genuine interest in making the world a better place. Yeah. And the people who usually have those interests are not the people who are willing to throw everyone else under the bus to get there. And so having a good person at the top, it doesn't happen really at all.
Vin at this meeting notices a terrorist woman in the audience, but she leaves. And then a messenger is like, yo, you got to get to the wall. So they go to the wall. And then they're like, oh, fuck, there's a second army.
Army number 2.
And then Vin is like, someone's riding towards us. And Elend is like, fuck, that's what your elf eyes see. Cool. Not my eyes. I can't see shit. And she's like, it's a rider. Oh my God, he's being chased. Oh my God, it's Breeze. And then Breeze is like riding towards the wall. He's going for it. He's like,
and Vin.
And that poor horse is like, God, man, this guy. He's not the best rider.
Vin decides to catapult herself and fly forward, which she was like, if I wasn't burning pewter, like this would like rip me apart. And I was like,
she turns off. She's very smart. She turns off her tin.
Yeah.
And then is burning pewter and steel pushing and turns off her pewter, burns just steel, pushes with duralumin, so she has like super push.
Yeah.
And then once she's in the air, she starts burning her pewter again, so that she still has it. Right. Yeah. It's a really cool, like, she's like,
because it has to last. It
turning these switches on and off.
Yeah. It's like how Kelsier was really proficient with the coins and the pushing and the pulling.
Yeah.
Like those like instantaneous, like almost instinctual, I don't even know, senses, I guess is a good word for it. Really fascinating to read about. It's important. It is important that she does not tell people about duralumin, and she keeps this as her fucking advantage right now because it is the only thing she's got. It's only a secret until the person who made it for her decides it's not a secret anymore.
This is where we kind of get the power of Vin and the army wearing metal armor, because she basically fucks up everybody.
Oh yeah,
and
she's like, rad. Yeah.
It's real cool. And they get back into the castle. And you're like, oh, okay, we ended part 1 with a pretty cool like fight. That was awesome. What could possibly, why are there still pages left in part 1?
Cool, yeah.
It feels like we just got the cool big ending of part 1. And they're like, hey, come back to the castle. We found a body.
Found some bones.
Hey, Vin, what the fuck?
Why do you have a body in your room? Don't worry about it. Can you dispose of that for me, please? Oh yeah, great. How about the other body?
What about the other body? So another Kandra has consumed a human inside of the keep at some point, and we don't know who to trust. It's a classic. One of the people has been replaced by a doppelganger.
Yep.
Clarus, who's the doppelganger? Is it you?
It's me. You caught me.
How dare you eat my wife? That's my job!
God damn it. Demonetized.
That's not true. I
The moment it was like, oh, it ate another person, I figured it would be someone on the assembly. I don't think that's the
No,
case.
because it has to be someone who was in the palace.
Yeah.
Who do you think it is?
They're playing a game of Among Us.
So the people we know is Among Us.
Yeah. So it's not Ham.
I would love an Among Us mod where you get to play like in Mistborn and you can like use Mistborn powers to like move around the map.
So it's not Ham.
It's not Ham. It's not Spook.
It's not Lestabornis.
Yeah.
It's
Breeze.
Not Breeze.
I don't think it's Elend because we have Elend POV, and that would be like really...
That would be like a really weird bait. Yeah,
also,
so it's not Elend.
It was just like, this book is so much about him that for him to be replaced early it would be narratively very unsatisfying.
I think that would be a very poor choice.
Yeah.
So it could be Dachshund. It could be Clubs.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't mind if Vin and Zane end up together as much if Elend has been replaced by a Kandra, but...
Oh my god. What a dark story.
No, I don't know. It can't be Clubs.
No?
No, because Clubs smokes. Like, that sounds so wild. But no, I think that they would
Vin
know.
hasn't tested him yet.
Has she not?
No, I don't think she has.
Okay. It might be Clubs, but I doubt it's Clubs.
I doubt it because...
Although, how often is he smoking now with... It's probably good for his health, but, now that they're not trying to hide very much, Clubs do be smoking.
Smoking hot. It could be a random.
Could it be Tindwyl?
No, because Tindwyl is a feruchemist.
Right.
So the Kandra wouldn't have access to all of... Well, actually...
We haven't seen her use feruchemy, though.
I don't know if Vin asked about feruchemists.
Right.
No. It can't be Tindwyl because we know that the copper mines can only be accessed by the person who stored it. So the Kandra would negate that.
But why would the Kandra need to be using copper mines?
To remember the histories.
Are they remembering histories, though? Or are they just saying, like, be forceful, wear good clothes?
No, I think Tindwyl would be a weird one because she just arrived. Like, I think that would kind of just be like, meh, meh, you know?
Yeah, but it could explain the multiple personality almost situation with her, where she's, like, nice to Vin, but mean to Elend, but then, like, struggles to be nice at the end with Vin. It can't be, Shanarelia 2.0, right?
Shanarelia?
2.0. What's her fucking
Ilariel.
name? Ilariel.
You just went to my best friend's name from almost my name.
No, what was Shan's last name?
Shanilariel. Shanilariel?
Shanilariel.
And you went to Aurelia. Although that explains why a lot of people confused our names as kids. Like
sure, guys.
For the first couple grades of our lives, it was Aurelia. Which one is which?
Shan or But anyway, so yeah, we don't know who the Kandra is. Very scary. Part 2, Ghost of the Miz.
Do you not have a strong, like, I think it's this person?
I think it's...
Dachshund?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's Dachshund. Although...
What?
Dachshund does sit in the same carriage as Elend after this.
Yeah.
Fuck, is it Dox?
Well, here's the thing. It stands to reason that he would do that to deliver the message of you being deposed or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But it could also be for that reason as well.
I think that it could be Dachshund, and I think that Lestabornis is the one who killed them.
You think Lestabornis betrayed them?
Yeah.
I just assumed Zane would go in and fuck him up.
Oh, right. No, Zane could have just gone in and done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a second betrayal. Scufandy, thank you so much for the super chat.
Let's go. Sorry if you covered this already. How are you liking Orsur this book? We feel complicated about it. I like Orsur a lot. I don't like how Vin's treating him.
I think it's really fascinating.
Fascinating, yes.
Like, Sazed and the Orsur stuff is my 2 favorite parts of this book.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it is uncomfy, and I...
And once we get to the conversation on the roof between the two of them, I really like it.
Absolutely, yeah. Orsur is... Yeah.
But I just hope it, like,
cool
I hope it's handled. I hope the Kandra are, like...
I think...
Yeah. I hope we get into it and that, like, they deal with this whole, like, they have to have a contract thing because it's kind of gross.
Yeah, for sure.
And they deserve better.
They do.
No peoples deserve to have to, like, have a slave contract in order to be in public.
Yeah.
I also don't know what the Kandra are going to do now that there's no atium mines. about, like, what do they get paid for
How
in the
are they going to
contract
make
now?
a contract? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Also, what did the Kandra use the ATM for?
Butt plugs.
That seems like a really expensive butt plug. Like, you could you could make them out of anything else.
Yeah, but people like expensive butt plugs. We have a few.
Do they? They're not expensive.
I mean, they're not cheap.
Yeah, but they're not ATM, which is like...
They make diamond butt plugs.
What? No.
Yeah, Kanye West has one in at all times.
Checks out. No, why would you... Yeah, no, I wouldn't... Glass, fine. Diamond, no.
Why not? Just to say you can.
No, it's too hard.
That's not usually a problem in that area.
Look, I don't know. I think the ATM...
No woman has ever been like, oh, you're too hard. We can't do this. You're too hard. I need it softer.
Look, I think butt plugs function differently, but hey. Part 2, we have...
Embry says the secret of book club is it's always Smut Corner.
It's... yes. Oh, God.
Okay, I'm good. I'm back.
Glad for you.
They're not ATM. Oh, you could burn it. Can you... Wait. The rectum is a part of your digestive system. Could you burn metals if you took them as a suppository?
No, because they're poisonous
or
if they go through
would they
you.
burn better because it's like... You know how, like, if you put alcohol up your ass, you get drunk faster?
Yep.
If you burn metals in your ass, is it stronger?
But they're toxic if they go through your digestive system.
They're toxic in your stomach, too, but you're burning them so you don't get the toxicity because of the burning. As long as you don't sleep with...
But if you absorb faster through the butthole, they would poison you faster.
But only if you, like, slept with metal in your ass.
But you said it would go faster. So if you did
Sure,
put a
a little
butt plug
bit,
in,
a little
maybe
bit, but
only
not
have a
like...
couple hours.
I'm just saying, like, if you burn it in your ass, is it stronger? But there's more risk. You could get sick. That's the trade-off. Like, you get better pewter from a pewter butt plug, but there's the risk of toxicity.
I'm gonna say no. Probably not.
You don't know.
I don't. I don't know.
Do you think Do you think that we're going to? Do you think that we're gonna get into the suppository metals with Brandon Sanderson?
We should ask him. Honestly, inquiring minds would like to know.
Okay, here I'm gonna tweet at him right now.
Sazed and Marsh go to Comic-Con. They go through the building. Sazed has puts down his observations. He's like speaking out loud and narrating, which I actually really liked. I thought that was it's made it easier for me to digest the information. So 10 out of 10 for that. Marsh is like, I'm going to the upstairs. Don't follow me. You can go do whatever you want, but you're not allowed up here. And Sazed's like, nah, okay. So they find a chamber where they make Inquisitors.
Mm-hmm. It's so sick.
This
scene is some of my favorite shit.
Not a fun place. Not a fun place. Are you actually... Oh my god. Apparently, guys, this is how we get Brandon Sanderson to never come on our podcast.
Burn them /
Oh my god.
Would it affect...
This is how we get a restraining order.
Of their power.
Go retweet it, I guess.
Inquiring minds.
We need to know.
Would,
so then we find the epitaph things that we've been reading. And Sazed gets really excited because this might actually give some insight to the Terraceman religion, which has been lost and destroyed.
Okay, here's the tweet. At Brandon Sanderson, if an allomancer were to take metals as a suppository, would they be able to burn them / would it affect the strength of their powers? Inquiring minds would like to know. #Cosmere, #Mistborn. Does that work for everyone?
Great. Apparently Brandon Sanderson has answered this already.
Brandon Sanderson already answered that an allomancer could burn her copper IUD, so a suppository would definitely work. I'm tweeting those.
That's hilarious. Oh,
I will get back to you guys if Brandon Sanderson responds.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we're gonna get a reply, but hey, here we are. Sazed takes a rubbing of the story of the. It's not story. It's like a personal account, I guess.
That's a story.
Yeah.
An autobiography is a story.
This is what happened. And he's like, oh well, this way it will be in their own hand, so it's more valuable, I guess. And then Marsh is like, we need to leave. This place is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah? Wouldn't he feel better here? Like, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with this place? I don't know where that comes from.
He feels awful about his connection to the atrocities that have happened here. He says, like,
I thought he was just,
you can
like...
experience this, but I don't want to watch you experience it because, in a way, I am a part of this.
Sure, he just was like, this place feels wrong, we should leave. Like it felt like there was something off, but I don't know.
All right.
That is fair.
Yeah, because that's what he says, right? He's like, you can experience these atrocities, I just don't want to watch you experience them.
Yes.
Which is like, I get it, Marsh.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there.
But yeah, so what do you think Quan's relationship with the Inquisitors is? Because is it purely that this was an important place to Quan, and so the Inquisitors took it over to like desecrate Quan's location, or like at Rashek's order, or is Quan somehow related to the creation of the Steel Inquisitors?
Fuck, I don't know. I think that maybe it was that the thing was there because the Lord Ruler didn't want anyone to find it. But he could have just kept that in his palace, so...
I think that this is where it was made. I don't think it's been moved.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we get chapter 13. The mists are coming sooner in the day.
Yes.
Vin is like, oh, fuck. Guys.
Mr. Scary.
Usually mists start at like 8:30. It's 7:15. And I think that Orsur is like, what if it's just seasonal? And Vin's like, possible?
Maybe.
You know, like the mists
so.
come earlier in the summer, but later in the winter.
Yeah.
Or the opposite of that.
Yeah.
He's like, not a big deal. It's a big fucking deal, okay?
It's a big deal.
The deepness is back.
Mm-hmm.
The deepness is back.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta be...
At some point, they're going to have to go to the Well of Ascension. And deal with it.
Sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Might be the name of the book.
I love this cover art. It's so nice.
So Vin goes to the... She does her rounds. She finds the mist spirit again. And she feels it grab her. And as the pain pierces her, running from her ear, the one with the earring in it, she falls out of a window because of pain. And doesn't die, but she's like, what the fuck just happened? It was wild.
She was like weirdly kind of incapacitated, and then obviously burns pewter, and she like burns tin to like snap herself out of it, and then burns pewter to like break the fall. But yeah, the mist literally tried to murder here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool. It's very, very, very cool. Mm-hmm. But it's also fucking crazy. This scene like messed me up. I was like, oh shit, Vin is like under attack by everything now.
Yeah.
And like, would Atium, even if she had Atium, would the Atium give her the ability to see the mist spirit's actions? Or would that be immune to her Atium?
I don't know. Because remember, she drew on the mists that one time. So
I think it's because she is deepness.
She is deepness?
She is, yeah. She's like, I think that she is a blend of the deepness and the good.
No, she's the Dragon Reborn.
Okay, that's a whole other series.
No, she's Elendi Reborn.
Probably. I mean, isn't the third book called The Hero of Ages? So I think like that's probably a big...
I think so. Yeah.
I think that she is going to be the the reincarnation or whatever.
Yeah, however that works in this world.
We'll find out later.
Mm-hmm.
And so we cut back to Elend, who is organizing a crew meeting. And we kind of get back to the fun of them all being together. I really liked this.
Now that Breeze is back, yeah.
Yeah. Breeze makes a weird comment about Vin having had a crush on Kelsier that I was like, that seems strange.
Very strange, yeah.
It was odd.
Yeah.
And I know it was odd because you brought it up to me later. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't get it.
Yeah, that was a weird one because I never felt that way at all.
Yeah, it never felt romantic.
But then, like, Vin is, like, embarrassed about it, and I was like...
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe it's just Breeze trying to make himself feel better about what's going to happen next with Set's daughter.
Yeah. We also kind of get the... we kind of get the first of the, like, oh, the crew, like, likes Elend but don't respect him narrative that's going on here, where he leaves them alone for 2 hours and then he comes back and they've already kind of come up with a plan without him.
Yep.
And he's like, no, we're not going to just give up, which is kind of what their plan is. They're like, we just kind of need to choose which one to give up to. And he's like,
look,
no.
Kelsier was the brains of the operation.
Yeah. Yeah, and so they start talking about books. One of the fun things about this is the books that he brings in are like, he's like, I've got this book about that's going to help us fight the war. And they're like, that's a book about grain. And he's like, yes, but there's a chapter. So like chapter 6, paragraph 3 is all about grain for an army. And I think that we can use that. And they're like, oh, fucking nerd.
What a nerd.
What a nerd.
What a nerd. What a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great that, like, I love that Elend is able to take teachings like that are completely unrelated to like apply it to the situations. And then we meet Tindwyl because she was caught eavesdropping. And she's like, "Hey, I'm a keeper. I'm a fair chemist. We're gonna make a man out of you."
Chapter 14.
And then she's
mean to Elend.
The whole like Mulan montage where he trains with the dueling cane and dresses back.
Time is racing towards us till your dad arrives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heed my every order, and you might remain king of a nation that is being subjugated by another nation.
We love
You're
that
unsuited for the rage of clothes.
He's not a warrior, but he's going to learn to defend himself, which I can appreciate.
Chapter 15. Sazed wakes up.
Marsh is gone.
A week after leaving the conventicle.
Just gone.
Marsh is gone.
Yeah.
So he spends the day like sewing, and Marsh does not come back. And so he's like, well, I don't think he knows where fucking Luthadel is.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna burn pewter, and he starts running.
He finds this like fucked up village.
Yeah.
Where everybody is dead.
Yeah.
Because
that's called Urbane.
Urbane, yes. The capital city in Aragon.
Yeah. I was kind of like, it's Urbane. It's fucking, it was very wild.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's dead, either killed by the mist.
Everyone?
Well, there is one person who's
very few have been
dead.
killed by the mist.
The last one is basically dead. He's not really living. They basically starved because they couldn't go out into the mist because the mist was attacking people, and the mist
was killing some of them.
Stayed around during the day. Yeah, they didn't want to go outside.
How do you think it's deciding who it kills and who it doesn't kill?
A toss of a coin.
I think it's anyone with noble blood.
It's killing people with noble blood?
Yeah, any of the mixed race people. I think the Ska are safe, but I think that anyone who is partially noble is not. I think that the Lord Ruler was keeping back the mists from killing the noble people. That there's something racially about them that the mist wants to kill.
Interesting, because apparently, like, the
or
nobles
maybe it's
were
the
just
pure Ska. It's either the pure, it's either people with noble blood or people who have no noble blood.
Here's the thing, though. Their blood isn't actually, like, that well, actually, no, it is now. It wasn't before, but it was because the Lord Ruler made them be able to have allomancy.
We don't know. All we know about the nobles is that they're descendants of the people who supported Rashek.
Yes.
So they might have been the people that the Deepnet was trying to kill. Right? Back then.
I feel like Rashek would only have been supported by Terracemen, though, so I don't know. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why the Mist would distinguish people. So I'm trying... The only thing that this book has given me...
Is the noble
races,
the Ska.
Right?
Yes.
There's no other...
Noble, Ska, and Terracemen are kind of the three.
And I don't think it's just like Allomancers, right? I don't think that makes a lot of sense, because I don't think there would be that many Allomancers per capita.
Yeah.
And only a few people got through fine. So I think it's either the people who got through fine are either pure Ska or people with noble blood. Like, there's something there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mist sticking around, killing people, not a fun time. Whole village murder.
They were there for weeks. The Mist was there for weeks without leaving.
Sazed found a crazy old man
and
who's
this guy's a cannibal,
eating his friends, and has lost his mind. And he's like, you know what? I cannot help this person. So he decides.
But apparently cannibalism's fun,
Sure, yeah, good old time. So Sazed's like, well...
I played a cannibal in a musical.
Guess I need to...
Ate a guy's testicles.
And it was not Cannibal the Musical.
No. But it was very romantic.
I don't know about that.
No, that was like the framing of it was of this gay romance between this guy and this guy who wants to eat a person and this guy who wants to be eaten. It's a true story out of Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the guy ended up getting caught because their plan was that the one guy was going to cut the guy who wanted to be eaten. He was going to kill him, cut him up, and then keep him in the freezer and then eat him over the course of a year. And then he got caught because he went back to the same website where he found the first guy and showed evidence of it to a police officer who was pretending to want to be eaten. This actually happened. It's fucking crazy. And so we made a musical. My friends wrote a musical about it, and we premiered it at the Green Room on 42nd Street. And it was wild.
Yep.
Yeah, all my friends were in the front row, and they were like, David, why are you and Perry romantically singing about eating each other's testicles, right? What the fuck? Why did you invite us to this? And I was like, was the show great? They were like, it was a show.
It was a show.
I've actually done 2 musicals about cannibalism, and the other one, my agent got up and walked out after I was eaten.
Oh, yeah.
My character gets eaten, and she doesn't know that I get vomited back out, and I'm in the rest of the show. And so my agent was so put off by the show that I was in that she got up and left the show and did not see the end. We won Best of Fest. The show was great.
Loss,
yeah. Fatty No Friends, great show. But my agent did leave.
It was one of the shows of all time.
I was like, thanks, Judy.
Yes.
I love you too.
Oh my god. So Sazed is off to Luthadel. I have some steel mines.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. I'm gonna run real fast.
No, isn't it pewter mines for running? Oh no, the steel mine is speed.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try really hard to keep track of all those different things.
I have a question for chat.
Oh.
Without spoiling, does the Cosmere have more forms of metal powers, or are these the only 2? Because if the Cosmere is a bunch of different metal powers, this is gonna get real hard to remember real fast.
That is fair.
I'm already trying to keep track of ferrochemy and allomancy. Yes.
Okay.
Nicholas
cool.
Cardillo, I gave you 2 options, and you said yes. That is not...
No.
No.
Kinda. Well...
Ish. You guys are the fucking worst.
You said no spoilers, so... Alright, we're gonna leave it at that.
Read and find out, okay. It's hard to keep track of already.
We're gonna need a chart,
We're gonna need a wall behind us with red string.
Yeah.
The Cosmere wall.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Both are true. Great. Fuck me, I guess.
I love that for us. I love that for us.
Just an update. Brandon Sanderson has not tweeted back yet.
Oh. A true tragedy. So chapter 16, Vin is like, wait a second, in the logbook, there were things about the Mist attacking people. And so she goes full scholar. She takes apart the book and re-puts it back together and is like, this pile is about this information, this pile is about this information. And Elend comes in and is
my God.
Are you researching?
The fucking boner that Elend springs.
Boing!
This is the hottest sex they have.
Yeah.
Is immediately after Elend is like, or sir, get out of the fucking room. My future wife is researching. We need to bone right now.
Yeah.
He is, he's wearing his new, actually he's not in his military uniform yet. So there's plenty of room in his pants to just spring a boner on him.
No, he's in his military uniform, right? Because she is like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was you. Isn't that this moment or is that later?
Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
Did we skip over him getting an outfit? Maybe. He has an outfit now.
Yeah, he's got a sick outfit.
He has a crown. He looks like such a fucking douche.
I mean, yeah, but that's what the people want.
Yeah, I guess.
Chapter 17. Though this is when Elend comes in and she's like, "Oh my God! Oh no, it's you." There's a messenger from Daddy. And they go meet the messenger, which is Zane.
Oh, no.
Surprise.
Yeah, no. This is the chapter 16 is the chapter where he gets the outfit.
Yeah. While Vin is researching, and then it's the next chapter.
And then Captain Demu in 16 says that a messenger has arrived from Daddy.
Yes.
And then now we're in
maybe Demu
Elend
is
finding
the spy.
Demu?
The captain?
Possible. That's definitely a possibility. A named character who's not that important, but is in a position to like spy well.
Know stuff.
Captain Demu's not. Yeah, that's a good prediction.
Yeah, that one seems very possible.
Well done, wife.
Because then he, once the bones are done, can come back and be like, yeah, we found some bones. You know.
James Ross says, "Does Nerdy not like suits?" It's not that I don't like suits. It is that I like sweatpants, and I don't like the idea that men have to wear suits to be successful.
Oh, you're wearing shorts, okay.
But they're also sweat shorts. I like comfortable clothing, and I want to believe that I can wear comfortable clothing and accomplish my goals, and I know that that is not the fact, and so I'm just emotionally responding to Tindwyl in a way that is not fair, because I want her to be wrong, but she's not. Because
You said it, not me.
I make a lot of money in sweatpants, okay? So, like...
the gray sweatpants. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I wear.
So Zane is like, we're going to have a meeting. And Elend's like, I'm going to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Vin is like, maybe I can turn Zane against Venture. Maybe. We shall see.
Yeah.
She doesn't really, tell anyone that she recognizes him. She's like, I'm going to keep that one to myself. We're going to deal with that later. And Orser is like, you didn't say anything. Interesting. Yeah. Zane has got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say, and anyone else who's not on board, he just thinks is straight up wrong. Chapter 18, Zane is spying on Elend.
Oh my.
And God tells him to kill him. I'm pretty sure he self-named God in his head. Have a feeling that's not actually God, because he's crazy.
Or it's God.
Or it's God.
Or it's like the spirit of the Lord Ruler.
Because look, Sazed knows all of these religions. It could be a god.
This just turns into Percy Jackson, where we find out that Vin is actually a demigod.
Oh God. Yeah, no.
They go to Half-Blood Camp.
Zane is like, I'm insane. I hear voices. It could be worse. I could see visions. But all I do is hear voices.
It could be worse. I could not know that there are voices in my head.
True.
Zane is the most insane person in the world, because he's like, fuck off, voice. Yeah. But he knows.
He knows.
Yeah. He's a little edgelordy Phantasm. You are right. He's a little edgelordy. Oh, for sure. But...
He, tries to poison his dad, but it's not, he's like, it's not going to work. And so he just gets this serving girl killed.
Yeah. It's the whole, but she wanted to.
I know.
Because we find out that Straf is
the worst.
Yeah, Straf is a pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Straf is all kinds of bad person.
Yeah.
He's an abuser. He's a pedophile. He's a rapist. He's really just
manipulator.
Yeah, he has women so that he can breed Allomancers, which is just
so that he can have a secret contingency.
He has a secret army of Allomancers that he has bred into existence. Is just the craziest fucking
And here's the thing: how do you think Straf tests them to see if they snap?
Don't want to. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. I'm he is the worst person alive.
I think that he. You know what I think?
Worse than the Lord Ruler? Maybe.
You know what I think?
What?
I think he puts them in the pits of Ascension.
Oh.
I think he sends his own children to mine for atium, and the ones that snap and develop allomantic powers he pulls out. But the rest of his kids he leaves to die in the pits.
So all of his kids are now free.
Or dead.
True.
But they don't know that they're his kids until they snap. Because why else would why else would Zane have the scars?
Because he cuts himself.
No, he has the same scars that
which are just long cuts.
No, he has the same scars that Kelsier has.
Yeah, and I thought it was the self-mutilation.
No. It's because he was in the pits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
that
makes total sense.
Straf, yeah, I think he sends his own kids to the pits to see if they snap and develop allomancy. And then he saves the ones that have allomancy, and he just lets the ones who don't die. He is the worst person ever.
Yeah.
Right? He's awful.
Yeah.
I
cannot wait for him to die.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Can't wait. The remark of him being like, I'm gonna have sex with that girl because she looks enough like Vin, and I was like,
yeah. But also, like, he has a mistress who's 29 and is now too old to be hot.
Yeah, he's like, women should realize when they get too old to be attractive, and I was like,
yeah. So, babe, I have some bad news for you.
I am 29.
I know. I have to find somebody younger.
All right, Leo.
I was about to make a joke about a real life person we know, and I am not going to make that joke.
Don't do that. Don't. Oh, wow.
You know exactly who I was.
I know exactly. Yeah, I do. Okay. Straf Venture is Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes.
The joke popped into my head, and I was like,
I can't make that.
Do not say that is a real world person.
Yeah, don't do that. You're right. Straf Venture should be played by Leonardo DiCaprio. 100%.
1,000%. Oh, and Leo would body it.
Oh,
fucking a 15-year-old, it's Leo's dream. That's 10 years younger than 25. He could have a full decade with the same woman.
That's so gross.
Before, she turns 26 and he has to say goodbye.
Oh my god.
He does it to himself. If Leonardo DiCaprio wanted to, deal with, to get rid of those allegations, all he has to do is find a really hot 30-year-old.
I'm so glad I'm not attracted to children.
I'm so glad I'm not. I'm so glad I'm not attracted to young adults. You know what I mean? Like, a 20-year-old is. I'm like, no, I'm good. And look, I feel bad for them. Legitimately, I feel bad for pedophiles.
Yeah. That is a horrible affliction that
I am a kinky weirdo, right? But all of the things that I am sexually attracted to are legal.
Yep.
I didn't choose to be sexually attracted to things. You know what I mean? I didn't. And so
the feet guys don't choose feet.
No. And so if someone is a pedophile, I feel bad for them up until the moment where they act on it, and then I don't feel bad for you anymore. Yeah. Don't fuck with kids.
It's a very clear line.
It's a really simple system.
Very clear line. Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's what you're attracted to. Don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't fuck around with kids.
Yeah. So simple.
Straf is the worst. Okay. So he gets the antidote from his woman who's too old because she's 29. He fully drinks the poison tea in front of Zane to assert dominance. Toxic masculinity is so weird, guys.
I also love that he's like the one poison is definitely just
it's a cover-up
the
for
cinnamon is hiding the one poison, but then that poison is actually just a cover-up for another poison. So just give me the general poison cure.
Give me it all. It's like the general vaccine. And you're like, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Hopefully it helps.
DTaP.
Chapter 19. Sazed is a week out of Luthadel. He's used up all of his running. And we meet the Coloss for the first time.
Yeah. They are the Trollocs.
Yeah.
They're essentially just Trollocs.
I mean, the description of them, though, is a lot more horrifying.
Yeah, the fact that they never stop growing, and so they just rip through their skin. Crazy.
They, are born with all the skin, and it's so flappy, and, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a visual I didn't need.
Yeah.
But, creative, I feel the horror elements.
As their skin just rips apart as they get older and larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have an incredibly high pain tolerance.
I don't think they do. I think they're just... Well, actually, yeah, they must, because they're not late. I think they're just in pain, so their whole lives are pain, so they just don't know.
Maybe. Do you think there's a Coloss that says, their name, Smart, that we could, transfer the beanie over to, so instead of Narg Smart, it's, Jason Smart or whatever? I don't know. Jason seems like a Coloss name. I don't know.
You guys are the Jasons of the nerd table now, I guess.
the Jasons. Sure.
I subscribed to the Nerdy Nightly and became a Jason. People are like, what the fuck does that mean? Although, what does Narg mean? Ultimately?
Yeah, people are like, Narg? I don't know.
So the Colossus take them to Jastes Lecal, which is a fucking fantasy name if I've ever heard one.
Jastes
Lecal. And Jastes is like, I order you to become my steward. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. No, Jastes fair.
He's like,
fair.
I'm so sorry. I actually can't. Like, he's like, I
But
apologize.
Jesse's like, I'm King Jastes. You will become my steward. And Sazed's like, I actually can't do that. And he's like, all right, that's fine.
Sure.
I was like, Jastes is totally reasonable.
Oh, he's unhinged, but
he's a reasonable person.
Yeah, sure.
He makes this, like, huge demand. Sazed says no, and he just goes, yeah, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
Elend is the one who, like, kept him sane. Mm-hmm. And Jastes, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do without Elend.
I'm a Jastes fan.
He's bringing an army of Trollocs to go kill everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, but guess what's going to happen? Jastes is going to come get Straf from behind with... Well, I mean, he's going to get Straf infection, but he's going to get Straf from behind with the Colosses and save the day. Jastes is going to be the hero of this book.
I mean, inadvertently, but that's not his plan. His plan is to go to Elend, be like, make me king, I'll give you my army, we fight them off.
No, but his plan... But he doesn't want...
His plan is to, like, bring
He just wants the ATM.
His plan, though, is to bring the Coloss to, like, structured society and just hope that they don't murder everyone.
Yeah, great plan. 0 notes.
Step 3, profit.
I love Jastes.
ATM.
I think Jastes is hilarious. He is a guy, much like Elend, he became king.
He read a lot, but he doesn't have the smarts.
No, he's clearly smart. He's got all the Colosses kind of doing what he wants. Here's why I like Jastes. Let me finish my point. He is a guy who, in an opportune moment where the world was falling apart, became king, and he's what Elend would be if Elend didn't have the crew. He is just way in over his head, and he doesn't have a support system that's helping him. And so he's just doing his best. And he's floundering a little bit, and he's like what Sazed, Jastes knows that he needs a support system. And so he meets a terraceman, and he's like, you're gonna be my steward. I need help. And Sazed's like, I can't do that. And he's like, that's fair.
It's a cry for help.
It's a cry for help. Jastes needs, like, a support system. He just needs a crew. But he doesn't have that. So he's trying to get a crew, but he doesn't actually want to force anyone to be in his crew.
Right.
He wants people to be in his crew because they want to be there. And so when Sazed says no, he's like, okay, I tried.
He's like Amos. He doesn't know what's right and wrong. He needs someone else to tell him.
Jastes is doing his best. And I appreciate that about you, my bro.
Sure.
I want what's best for you, which is to no longer be king, but to, be comfortable.
Sure.
Jastes is useful, but he's just doing he's just a little guy. And he's just doing his best.
Just doing his best.
And he needs friends.
Oh my god. Sazed's gonna carry his message to Elend.
Yeah.
And we are back in Luthadel.
Chapter 20.
They're watching the armies.
Mm-hmm.
Concerned about the armies because they're gonna die. Well, actually, no. Having the third army, obviously, it's explained in the book, but it does make things a little bit better for them.
No, it makes it so much better for them.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna play them against one another. We're gonna pretend that we're making alliances with each one.
Which is a crazy thing to be talking about because they don't know who the spy is, and so this whole plan falls apart if the spy reveals this, which the spy absolutely reveals because.
Yeah.
They spend all this time in these planning sessions, and then they're like, oh no, my dad found out because there was a spy in our house that we knew about.
Here's the thing, the only people who know about the spy are Vin and Elend.
I know, but the terrace woman was clearly listening in on them. The security of the palace isn't great.
Fair.
They already know that it's not hard to spy on them.
Yeah.
The terrace woman was like, oh, you only caught me because I wanted you to. The Kandra could be doing shit that you don't know.
Fair.
Our team, as much as I love them, and their plan is good, the way that they plan their plan is not great. And so everything falls apart because of that, and they have to go into full-on, I'm threatening you dad mode.
Yeah, I guess. I do love that in this moment, Vin, checks on Breeze to see if he can, still use Allomancy. And Breeze is, arguing with Elend, but also, stoking his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, fighting him, but also, supporting him from,
I don't like how you did this.
I don't know.
Breeze is out there supporting Elend by cupping the balls.
Hey, sometimes you just
Slurping
need
the shaft.
some ball support. I don't know. I don't have any.
Hey, that's why I wear MeUndies. Not a sponsor of the show, but MeUndies, please sponsor us because I like your products.
Yeah, we love that for us.
We should work together.
smut corner, underwear. It's the perfect combination.
Yeah.
Everyone in smut corner is wearing MeUndies.
I feel like we're just giving them free. They're never going to sponsor us because we give them free advertising asking for advertising.
That's true.
We're so bad at
this.
We're the worst. We are the worst content creators.
I know.
We're terrible at our jobs.
Actually, the worst. Chanelarial 2.0 arrives.
Yes.
Alendra.
I don't fucking know. Lord Set's daughter.
Allie arrives.
Allie Chappell, director of Verified, a short film.
Alejandro arrives.
Why does anyone watch this show?
I don't fucking know.
Alejandro comes in and she's like, Breezy.
Daddy.
Seriously. Breeze, she just turned 18.
It's one of those weird things where I can't tell if it's Brandon Sanderson's writing not wanting to talk about sex or if there actually isn't a sexual relationship because Breeze is like, no, there's not. Not really. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I know.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, like,
Very
are
confused.
Breeze and this child fucking? Not actual child. She's 18. But, like...
I don't know.
Isn't Breeze, like, 50?
I think he's mid-40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Breeze is also played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But I wish that it was a little bit more clear.
Yes.
Because I think that Brandon Sanderson's trying to write around it in a way where I'm like, just say, is this romantic or not?
Yeah. Are they fucking or no? Yeah.
Breeze by Bill Clinton.
Oh, God. Please, no.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. It depends on what your definition of is.
Oh, God. So anyways, Alejandro is there, and they're like, oh, we can use this to our advantage. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the ass.
Much like Breeze bites Ariane in the ass.
God.
Little nibble. Who doesn't love a butt nibble?
Depends on the context.
No, a butt nibble's great. I love a little...
A surprise butt nibble is very jarring.
I mean, but again, depends on context.
That's
what
I'm
you're
saying.
Like in the middle of an orgy,
and you were like,
and
no,
you're like focused on somebody, and then you get a little surprise butt nibble from somebody else. That can be fun.
I don't know. I feel like I'm too jumpy. I'd end up like kicking someone by accident.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? I'm like a horse. I'd be like. Anyways, chapter 22.
Clarus Polaris, the horse of the orgy.
People will be like, is that a typo?
No. Do you mean whore? No, a horse.
No, actually, horse. The horse.
Yeah, I'm the orgy horse.
I'm just hung. Just fucking hung.
I'm the orgy horse.
Oh my God. Vin is feeling like she's losing control and doesn't know what to do about it.
I feel like we're losing control of this podcast and we don't know what to do about it.
She scares Ham. She's like, boo! And he's like, ah!
She has Orser scare him from the bushes.
And Orser's like, it's really weird to prank your friends like that. And she's like, no, I did it to see if he would flare pewter. And Orser's like, oh,
she could have literally just been like, let's spar. And she would have had the same effect.
I know, but she decides to scare him instead, and I think that's very funny.
It is very funny. It's so unnecessary, but it's fucking hilarious.
So unnecessary. Orser confirms that, like, this method is actually going to work for helping find the imposter.
Yeah.
Although he won't answer her if she says that Kandra can be Allomancers. So I don't know how... So Kandra...
He's trying to say it without saying it. What we're seeing is that Orser and Vin's relationship is growing beyond the contract. And there is trust and friendship there. Because he is now doing stuff. And then, like, later he, like...
he alerts her to stuff
without her directly telling him.
He
cares. Orser has a beautiful heart. He's just been so beaten down by what he is that he doesn't show it that often, and it makes me sad.
I know. And when Vin and him have the conversation of like they've both had very similar life experiences.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well handled because it didn't seem like it was like pandery to either side. It was just very like factual. And their understanding of one another and Vin's kind of understanding of like this dog body. Because Elend's like, what do you think of this new body? And Orser's like, honestly? And he's like, yeah. He's like, it's degrading.
Yeah.
I hate it. And Elend's like, good dog. Like, and I was like, ugh, you know?
And it's fucking weird. But also, he has flesh pockets. So, like, that's pretty useful.
Flesh pockets.
Because Vin is like, how are you going to carry my metal? And he's like, I can open my skin for you.
Basically. I honestly...
Which means that, like, every time she pops metal from those vials, she's like, a little bit of Orser blood.
Well, no, the vial is sealed. She's not going to, like, eat the vial. She swallows the contents. Yeah,
but there's, like, blood on the vial. And so if you put it to your lips, you're getting a little bit of...
wipe off the rim. You know.
That's what she said. So then Sazed's back. What? He made it. Let's go.
He has arrived.
Sazed reveals the Coloss army to the team, and the team are like, oh my god, how did we not see that? And it's like, oh, well, because everyone's coming from the same fucking direction, and so we just... It's hard to get spies past an army.
Yeah.
To go see if there's another army. We were a little bit worried about the army we can see.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Sazed reveals to Vin and the team that there's something wrong with the mists. And Vin is like, I knew it! I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Elend thought I was crazy, but I was goddamn right. Suck on D's titties.
But she doesn't say it.
No. She's keeping secrets.
That to herself.
Because she's like, because Zane is getting in her head, and she's like, I don't know if I can trust Elend. Like, I'm not right for him. We find out that they're not married, but that Elend asked her to marry him, and she was like, no, because she thinks that somebody better should. It's a whole. She's got some insecurities.
He deserves better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then Tindwyl comes in, and Sazed literally is like, I need Sazed or Tindwyl comes in, and Sazed is like, I need rest before I deal with this fucking woman, because dealing with Sazed is a goddamn problem.
Yep. Blue says Colorado might be getting 32 inches of snow this weekend.
Ski trip. As long as our flight isn't canceled, we'll be fine. We fly to Denver on Sunday, so... Maybe we won't. Maybe we will have Dragonlance next week.
Could you imagine? We're like, guys, can't do it.
No, I mean, literally, maybe our flight will be canceled and we won't fly to Denver on Sunday, is what I'm saying. I mean, like, we might literally not fly on Sunday if there's 32 inches of snow falling.
It's 32 inches, that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, we're just full on.
I mean, no, Sunday looks pretty clear. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Saturday's gonna suck. We're not flying on Saturday, so that's good.
Fly on Sunday. It's, like, mildly cloudy.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we land Sunday night.
Good to know.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, also, Alejandro is spying on them.
Alejandro.
Elend is like, oh my god, I'm becoming more like Vin. I was so suspicious.
Yeah, because she
Vin
comes
is
in.
Like, I'm so proud of you.
She comes in fully dressed, but with her hair mussed, being like, oh, who's up?
I heard you talking from across the mansion.
It's like those TikToks where the girls are like, watch my morning routine, and they wake up with like a full face of makeup on, and you're like,
I woke up like this.
Oh my god, mascara? No, my lashes are just this full.
Yeah,
they're just so voluminous and dark.
I love that Tindwyl is like, you could have been the best of us, Sazed, but you're a fucking degenerate. And he's like, yeah.
He's like, good to see you too.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
So he's like, you came. She's like, yes, I came. He's like, I almost feel bad for the people I sent you to.
Almost. Chapter 24. She's Vin's on guard duty. Mm-hmm. You know, she's doing her thing. She is like thinking about the weird pulsing.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird out of context. From like
Love Sense makes a vibrator that you can control in your partner from a distance. Go to lovesense.com/nerdynightly.
Not a sponsor. And don't lie to people. Yeah, she's like, oh, this is super weird, and it's like in the text from like the Lord, or not the Lord Ruler. I keep calling him that. It's Elendiel. She's like, this seems kind of strange.
Yeah.
And Zane is there. He's like waiting for Vin to show up.
Billy Zane shows up.
Yeah,
he's like,
I've been waiting here for days.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you not come to spar with me? And so he goes over, and she's like, I don't feel like it.
Go watch our YouTube short with Billy Zane.
True. Yeah, true.
Yeah, and he's like, why not just like do whatever the fuck you want, because you can.
What would you do if you could do anything? And in her head, she's like, I would go investigate that. But then she's like, I don't know.
No, she's like, I would protect Elend, because that dick game's strong.
It's very strong.
Yeah. He's got 8 inches. And he knows
He's
how to
got
use
inches.
it. He's got inches.
It is inches plural.
Do you think that Elend and Vin have had sex?
It's been a year.
I know, right? It's weird.
Yes.
But apparently she sleeps in her own rooms.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. My immediate reaction was yes,
and then as I kept reading the book, I was like, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Brandon Sanderson is Mormon, so they use the poop hole loophole. They've never actually had sex.
But they've
only done anal.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've only done soaking. Or Sir jumps up and down on the bed while Elend is hard inside of her.
Oh my god. I hate that. The dog is like the same size as... Okay, anyways. This is just all smut corner. I hate it here.
Vin turned 18 and we became degenerates.
I know.
We were like, oh my god, in that first book we couldn't talk about it because she was a child, but now she's an adult, so...
We fell apart.
Anal, fucking soaking. We're throwing it all at you. Brandon Sanderson is never coming on this show.
Never. And honestly, I wouldn't fucking blame him at this point. If he watched this episode, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Zane is like, we're both tools. And she's like, yeah, but I'm protecting Elend because of his tool.
So this line, this epitaph line is interesting.
Okay.
That he fathered no children.
Mm-hmm. Yet all of the land became his progeny.
But what if he did have children and Vin is his descendant and she's the hero of ages?
Yes.
Cool. Anyways.
Chapter 25.
Shopping! This is the shopping montage that we have all been waiting for. Vin is like, I can't like dresses. That wasn't me. And Tindwyl's like, well, it could be if you wanted. You can be more than one thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, I am assassin. She's like, okay, well, you don't want to wear your assassin's clothes to go meet with your father-in-law, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Vin is like, you know what? You make a good point. Make a good point.
The easiest way to get women to buy clothes is to tell them that there's an event coming up.
Yes, there's a thing that you need to dress for.
Yeah.
And so they go shopping with Alejandro, and they meet, like, the shopkeeper doesn't recognize her at first.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, we want this dress. Can you, like, make it less, like...
Dress-like?
Full at the bottom and, maneuverable. And he's like, you are Lady Air... Oh, yeah, I can totally do that for you, no problem.
I dug this because it is one of those fun elements of the first book where they're like, we got to put you in a dress. And she's like, I got to rip out of my dress because I can't be Mistborn in a dress. And, like, the boys just don't know that there's a whole, like, fashion line for Mistborn in this society. Because they're just, the crew is unaware of the fact that there is Mistborn fashion.
Yeah.
And so we find out that, because it makes sense, right? Like, the rich people have, Shan and Illyriel definitely had Mistborn dresses.
Sure.
And so, like, there's this whole line of style that this dressmaker knows how to make for Mistborn that fucking Kelsier, who just barely thought about dresses, never realized existed. And this was such a nice world-building touch. I fucking loved it.
Oh, it's great. And I think that obviously there's a reason, like, if Renew started ordering, like, Mistborn fashions, it might be, like, suspicious as well. So they have to kind of
I don't think so. I think that this guy is... Shut up, mum's the word, right?
Maybe,
I think that you
hopefully.
do not become the Mistborn dressmaker if you give up your information.
Yeah.
This man keeps fucking secrets because he knows every Mistborn lady in the fucking Luthadel, and he doesn't say a goddamn word to nobody. He's not scared of Straf Venture. He's the dressmaker.
He is
coming
the
this
dressmaker.
This year to Prime Video.
The dressmaker.
In the world of John Wick.
All right.
I mean, they're making Ballerina. They could absolutely make a, like, John Wick show about the guy who makes John Wick suits. His bulletproof suits.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
Yeah, they could. It'd be cool. I would watch it.
So they go shopping, and there's people crowd around outside because they realize that Vin has showed up.
They're, like, looking in the windows.
And Tindwyl's
like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce or somewhere.
Go speak to them. Go speak. And she's like, I don't know what to say. And then she gets into the crowd and is like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry, guys. Chill.
She starts lying. She's like, we're going to protect you. She realizes that these people don't trust in Elend. And she's like, no, you've got to trust in Elend because I'm with him. I'm really tying myself to this. Fuck. But yeah, no, guys, it's going to be okay. I promise.
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything I can to do this.
Yes.
Edna Mode keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah.
No capes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the warning drums play off, and it looks like Straf is attacking. It goes really poorly. Elend's people do not get up on the walls well. People don't know where their bows are. They're really, like, Ham is kind of not doing a great job, which is unfortunate. But he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
So.
They're fresh soldiers. They don't really know how shit works. But yeah, they flail. They flail real bad.
Hard.
Yeah.
But Clubs, I think, is the one who's like, oh, it's a fake. Don't worry about it. Fake attack.
It's fake.
And
guys, it's fake.
Vin goes out and, like, scares them away.
Yeah.
No, but, like, actually, though, like, Vin...
She's like, boo!
Yeah, pretty much. And so the plan is, basically, that they're gonna... Elend and Vin are gonna go meet with Daddy, and they're gonna talk, and they're gonna convince him that they want an alliance. Then Elend is also gonna go to Set's camp and convince him that they want an alliance, and they're gonna play both camps, try and get them to fight each other and stay out of it, and then, like, pick up the ashes. And so... Elend and Vin are like, all right, it's time. We're going to go. They go to the camp. They don't take their own carriage. They take one that Straf sends because Elend doesn't want to put anyone else's life in danger.
Fair.
And so they go and Straf is immediately like, okay, I'm just going to kill you now. And Elend is like, but like, what if I have stuff to offer? And Straf is like, all right. Okay, let's have dinner. Cool. My son has a bit of a backbone now. This is going to be fun. So they go in and they sit down and start having a meal, and Straf is like, bring in that girl. And this girl comes in who looks like Vin, and she just sits there and watches them
for like
eat.
5 minutes and then leaves.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird.
She's 15, and Straf is very turned on by her being a child, which is just not great.
Yikes.
And so they kind of like talk about the ATM cash, and Vin is like, oh yeah, we don't have it. And Elend is like, that wasn't that. Well, fuck, that wasn't the plan. I guess we're fucking doing this now. Thanks, Vin.
But he's like, nah, I trust her.
No, he does. He's like, usually her improvising is better than any of the bullshit I come up with.
Yeah, exactly. those animal instincts.
And so Straf asks Vin to leave, and so she just goes and stands outside, and Elend and his dad get to chapter 27, the parlay. And basically, Straf is like, look, like, you know you've already lost, right? And Elend is like, have I? Have I
though? And Straf is like, I'm gonna rape Vin. And Elend is like, ha, 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 ha.
You think...
Good try.
You think you're gonna... She killed the Lord Ruler and you think you're gonna force yourself on her? 10 eyes? When she can burn pewter? What the fuck are you thinking, Dad?
You're a dumbass.
Like, Dad, like, let's just play this through real quick. You are going to rape the woman who killed God.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
That's what you think is going to happen?
Hilarious. I didn't realize you were such a jokester.
Were you feeling fearful? And then Vin is like, oh shit.
Oh,
and she's like, burn. And he's like, oh my god, wait, what the fuck? I'm so scared. And then he's like, oh yeah, were you feeling anxious? And he's like, I am feeling anxious. What the fuck is happening? We get through this whole thing where Vin Vin is really good at hiding when she's soothing people, but Straf was like, wait, tell her to stop soothing me. This was earlier. And so then Elend is like, oh my god, she got caught on purpose so that we could scare him. Exactly. And so I'm gonna fucking use that. And then he's like, if you touch me, Vin is going to murder fucking everyone. She's so powerful. And then she burns Duralaman and like makes him feel nothing. It is so fucking good.
The burning away all of his emotions in that moment was such a cool play. I was like,
but it's also a little heartbreaking because while this is going on, Zane is there being like, he's just using you. And then he's using you as a tool right now. And then he literally is. Kind of. It's complicated.
He improvises.
No, but his improvisation plays into what Zane is saying, which is why I'm worried we're going to have a love triangle.
I know. It is one of those things where I'm like, I love how this happened, but it definitely is going to have consequences.
And so Straf is like, okay, you can go.
Yeah.
And then he's like, please send that 15-year-old back so that I can feel like a big man.
I need to feel something. Yeah.
I have to rape a 15-year-old or else I cannot feel like a man.
Yeah,
and I want Straf to die.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great moment. I'm going to
pop a bottle of champagne when this man is dead because fuck Straf Venture. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Just put him on a long wooden pole until his gravity pushes the pole up through his ass, through his whole body, and kills him.
Yeah, that'll work. Or let Harvest have at him, you know what I mean?
If you want to understand that, come back tomorrow for Dragonlance. We're going to be live at 1 p.m. EST for session 4 of our D&D campaign. Wasn't that a fucking segue?
I love that for us.
And so, yeah, Elend and Vin, they do get away with it. They go back. James Ross, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you.
Straf is thinking with the wrong head. Yes, he is.
Yes,
he is.
Thank you for that super chat.
Because Vin took everything out of his head. This is where we learn about the army of Allomancers that Straf has bred into existence. Because Straf is a fucking
crazy
weirdo.
And then Straf is like so scared. He's like, all right, Zane, kill her. She's too powerful.
Yeah.
She's got to be taken off the table.
Good luck, Zane. And he's like, I need help.
Yeah, literally.
Zane's like, I can fight her and like stalemate her when I'm actually not trying to win, but if I actually try and win, I think I will lose.
I think we're gonna have a problem.
So then they go back to the palace and everyone's like, you did it, holy shit, Elend,
we did it,
holy shit,
we did it,
this is gonna be great since you're the king. And then he gets a note and it's like, oh, you're not king anymore. And he's like, fuck,
JK, just kidding.
But the no confidence.
Yeah,
god damn it,
Elend has been deposed.
Yeah,
legally.
We did it. We got through everything. That's the book.
Wow.
That's the entirety of all of Ascension. It was a weird ending.
It ends there. It's it's a bit of a cliffhanger. But
I can't believe that was the last thing Brandon Sanderson ever wrote, and he never wrote another book.
What a weird place to leave that.
What a weird place to end off.
You fill in the blanks.
Yeah, what happens to Vin? We'll never find out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately. George R. R. Martin said he would finish the series one day, but then...
LOL. Not happening. Oh my god.
How's everybody doing?
We made it. Don't eat on the podcast listeners.
Now I'm going to because you said don't.
I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to listen to Nerdy Chew.
Fine, I won't.
I'm just saving you from yourself. You can wait 5 minutes.
I cannot believe that you just ripped food out of my hands.
The microphone is right there.
You know what?
I am the hero of the podcast. You're welcome. Your ears are blessed.
What are these useless 400 blank pages at the back of the book?
Yeah, it's so weird. It doesn't say anything.
Clarus, let's get into high-low. This is a segment where we deliver our highs and lows. Clarus goes first. I do my low. She does her low. I do my high. We compliment sandwich this bitch. Jeffrey T, thank you for that super chat.
Jeffrey, thank you so much.
And then Arzu, thank you for being a member for 15 months.
So I need to answer my DM in Discord. Sorry. Okay, I will do that. Yep, thank you. Sorry.
I don't have any DMs in Discord.
No, I do.
I have none. Why does no one message me? Why do I have no friends?
Trust me, you have. There's plenty in there. I'm so sorry. Yes. But Jeffrey, thank you for the super chat, and Arzu, thank you for coming back to the table. I will get back to you. I'm so sorry. Discord DMs are not my favorite. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at it.
Clarus, what's your high?
My high is all of the stuff. The conversation, the final conversation with Orsur. How much changed in this section. Mm-hmm. How the Kandra are such a fascinating race of people that I loved getting to know about them. I loved this push-pull between the characters of wanting to give certain information and not wanting to give others, and then the letting up of other information that maybe you wouldn't have a month ago or weeks ago or whatever it is. I loved it. I loved it, and I know you feel weird about it, and I do have weird feelings about it, but because it's going somewhere, mm-hmm. I'm really, really invested. I just want them to be best friends. Yeah. I want them to figure it out. My high is the Orsur stuff. Mm-hmm. I have faith that it's gonna be poignant. What's your low?
The moment where Vin makes Orsur eat the dog. And Orsur's like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, well, I'm commanding you to. And he's like, this is
my low
the
is
worst
when she
thing I've ever...
punches the dog, so, yeah.
Yeah, when she kills the dog.
Yeah, I was like, oh, God, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, that's easy. My high... that's tough.
Some good shit.
I think my high is...
She's so high.
I think my high is the Breeze getting chased, and then the moment where she uses Duralamin to jump off the wall and super shoot herself forward. the way that whole thing played out was just really fun. I enjoyed it.
That sequence was fucking rad.
I'm gonna go for action this time, not story, but yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Breezy and Ariane, their relationship's fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. It's a good book so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm on board. It took a minute to grow on me, I think. I was expecting fun, and it's not as fun, but it is still very good, and it's just in a different way, and I'm enjoying that.
Different vibes.
But it took a minute for me to get there with it, and so now that I'm there, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's well done, and I'm really excited to find out what's at the Well of Ascension and where this book is going. Loving the Sazed stuff. Oh, no, you know what? Actually, no. I take it back. My high is the Sazed cannibal scene.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that the world building of that, I just thought it was the tension of it was so cool.
Okay.
And then, like, going to the conventicle would be part 2 of that. Like, I think the Sazed stuff is my favorite.
That's fair.
Yeah. If you like this podcast, subscribe to the channel, hit the dislike button, do all those things, because the algorithm goddess is...
me.
Yeah, it's Clovis, and she's hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm so hungry.
That's why you almost ate the cashews.
I know. I'm starving. We can't have food in the room because I'm so hungry that I will just start eating. What else? Leave a 5-star review. We read one during the show today, so leave a 5-star review, and we'll read your 5-star review. No matter what it says, you can just be mean to us. As long as it's 5 stars, I will read your mean comments.
We'll read it. Yeah.
If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I'm at nerdynightly.
I'm at Coloss Blars, and make sure you don't miss our Dragonlance show
tomorrow.
Roleplay Relay. That is also a podcast feed now, and you can give that 5 stars if you want.
Yeah. Has anyone given a 5 stars to that?
I have.
Did you leave a review?
No, I don't think so. I think I just left 5 stars.
Wow. You have to leave the review. Just 5 stars isn't enough.
Why?
Because I don't know. I didn't make the fucking...
I actually don't remember if I left a review. But Roleplay Relay podcast feed. Please also just give that some love. We're really trying to
no, there's no reviews yet. Just
dive into the D&D content. And honestly, we're having a fucking blast on Saturdays. So come join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, Clarus, it is time. Connor Crane says, what are your guys' thoughts on copper mines? This is the first time I actually see Sazed use one. I like that they are...
infallible? Or not infallible, that's the word.
I like that they're based on how actual memories work, where every time you remember a memory, it's a copy of an original memory, so your memory actually gets worse the more you remember something.
That's why, pictures are, much more difficult to, they're less useful, I guess.
Yeah. I love the description of, them breaking down over time. I think that that's really smart. And that, moving them in and out, every time you take them out, they're a little bit less good a memory.
Yeah, you gotta rememorize. Yeah. It's really well done. The Sazed stuff was all super well done.
I like all of the learning about his powers. I think it's really fun stuff.
Yeah, Farakami's rad.
I also like that, he can, make his sight better, but he still needs light. It's not like he has, magic sight. It is, he just has better sight.
And also his, vision, it's, tunnel vision, and so he misses the people coming towards him.
Yeah.
Everything has consequences.
Yeah, when he's using his sight to see far, he can't see up close as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like that his ferochemy has different downsides than Allomancy does.
Yes.
Tin's problem is that when you're using Tin, you can see too much and it's overwhelming. So the problem with his being the tunnel vision of it and having a different sort of con. Instead of just giving them, instead of having them tap into their powers, but the powers are fundamentally the same, having the powers work fundamentally differently is a nice choice.
The one thing that was in this section that I appreciated was I was reading, in the middle of the reading, I was like, oh, you can just kill an Allomancer when they're sleeping because they have to burn out all their metals. And I love that Orsor and Vin had a plan for that kind of situation. Because I was like, oh, that's just you can't sleep with them. So you're kind of screwed if you're ambushed in the middle of the night. I really liked that this book answered that for me. Because I was like, that seems like a given, but...
Yeah. So with that said, Smut Corner. Clarus, where would you add smut that we haven't already added in our very, very smutty book club?
Okay, where have we not added smut?
We said that Sazed was going to fuck Marsh with a strap-on, so that happened.
We've got that. That's done.
I think,
we said that Vin and Elend are using the poophole loophole.
I think that Vin and Elend have an open relationship. Because Elend is definitely more dominant with Vin, but he is a sub for Tindwyl. And she's she's really...
Sure, yeah.
Some spankings.
I don't know. I don't think he's a sub.
A little bondage.
This is not Cat Swain. This is not the Wheel of Time. We don't need to add spankings.
No, but these are consensual spankings. The problem with the spankings in Wheel of Time is that none of them were sexual.
True.
And spankings should always be sexual and consensual.
Sexual and consensual.
A Nerdy Nightly podcast.
That's honestly pretty great.
Sexual and consensual?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, well done. 10 out of 10. I don't know where, like, we've already said the most heinous things. Do you think that the Coloss, when their skin is loose, they can, like, fuck certain places of the body?
No.
We're not going there.
What?
Anyways,
And then again when they get too big and it rips open?
Yeah. Do something nerdy tonight. Get the fuck out of here.
I cannot believe that you just smut-cornered that into existence. What is wrong with you?
That is not as bad as some of the shit that you've said, okay?
Fucking the, like, open skin of a Coloss? Yes, that's so weird. This show is never going to be monetized.
That's fine.
We're gonna go broke.
We have so many nargs to support us. Thank you for being here.
God, thank you for subscribing, because it's seriously the only way this channel fucking survives.
Yeah, we'd be fucked without you.
Oh my god. The Coloss with the extra foreskin!
Yeah, this is your line.
Alright.
I found it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the stream. Goodbye, everybody. See you next week. No book club next week.
No book club next week. Come hang out with us tomorrow instead.
Coloss docking. Why is this still going on? We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Get the fuck
Unless
out
we
of here.
cancel this show because of this fucking conversation.
We get taken down.
Goodbye, everybody.
Get out of here.
God.
Go be a nerd.
Do something nerdy tonight. Bye.